Almost that time. It's almost that time. Get your popcorn, man. Get your vibe in order. Let's get ready to get it. Let's go. I killed for this love, but whatever it was. I'm really trying to feel you. I'm really trying to feel you. You always get stuck in your feelings like. What in the fuck am I feeling? I'm willing, been real with you over time. When the baby side, you was killing me. I can't breathe, I'm suffocating. Can't leave, and it's hard to choose. Barely eat, so I can barely move. Dehydrated, the shot of you. Boy, ain't to me, boy, you been to me. Making present out of memory, and I used to be, cause I was used to you, like you was used to me, but you confusing me. So why you using me? Why you using me? Slowing on my heart out. Really play my part. You like to play with heart to the restricted parts. I don't know about you, so where to start? Where can I start? You bitch, you stupid, with all them thoughts and scars left them on. Gave the best I got, and I ain't got nothing left. Torn apart. I killed for this love, whatever it was. I'm really trying to feel you. I'm really trying to feel you. I killed for this love, but whatever it was. I killed for this love, but whatever it was. I'm really trying to feel you. You always get stuck in your feelings like. What in the fuck am I feeling? I'm willing, been real with you over time. When the baby side, you was killing me. I can't breathe, I'm suffocating. Can't leave, and it's hard to choose. Barely eat, so I can barely move. Dehydrated, the shot of you. Boy, ain't to me, boy, you been to me. Making present out of memory, and I used to be, cause I was used to you, like you was used to me, but you confusing me. So why you using me? Slowing on my heart out. Really play my part. You like to play with heart to the restricted parts. I don't know about you, so where to start? Where can I start? You bitch, you stupid, with all them thoughts and scars left them on. Gave the best I got, and I ain't got nothing left. Torn apart. I killed for this love, whatever it was. I'm really trying to feel you. It's almost that time. I killed for this love. Let's go. Grab your popcorn, grab your good vibe. It's almost that time. We about to set it off. Let's go. Some stories you try to keep close to your chest. But shit hurt too much not to talk about it. Yeah. Gotta talk about it. You gotta understand. Tyrone shit really is. I ain't saying no name, but they know. What you know about no food in the kitchen? Mama knowing that them kids hungry. Daddy shooting heroin. Grandma in a nursing home. Uncle trying to school him to the streets, but he was too advanced. Bitch, he caught a body now, was seeming like he blew a chance. Had a down chick, but she was too young to bail him out. Could it be a boy? She was a black girl. Lost trials and tribulations carried it forth. but I ain't proud of that. Smoking trying to top my high, feeling like I'm about to die. Look at the sky, tell God save me. I could've went to church maybe if I learned how to read, but I learned about needs first. The hunger pains is the worst. Tired of wearing hole in my sneakers and rocking dirty shirt. Tired of being teased cause we was shopping with the food stamp. Government name versus the hood clientele, chop and bag it up. Coke sold the well, now my life for my life's hell. I ain't yell, my mama, why you had to fail? Man. They say real shit. I don't think they want that. Nah, they don't want that. Look, I gotta get to you anyway. No. And let me tell you about a bitch getting kicked out the projects, embarrassing. Daddy was a Rolling Stone, found out he had twins. More siblings, more hungry mouth to feed, more chillin' than to chop it off. Mama stayed with him. Daddy brother touching on his nephews. Nieces wasn't late, found out he had AIDS. Imagine being teased cause your uncle gay. His mother was my grandmother, told us pray. Yet I still love her granddaddy beat her ass. So I know she conflicted. Only peace in this world was hanging out on park benches. Cigarettes smoking and 8 bottles of old gold. Other uncle was a pimp, I used to love them old hoes. Snot nose, light skinned kid, always fighting. Sleep was my only way out. This time was more frightening. I guess that's the way the story goes, huh? Right? Look, check me. Life is not fair. Trauma effects is really not clear. Get older, looking to escape, and it's like wild kid, but pain made me stronger though. Bare feet through the snow. Nobody that talk to, but the song though. Heartless, but more so. I got a heart. I just keep the shield. Child of niggas screaming real. When the real, they don't believe it's real. So fake become real now. The real become fake. How you twist what's real. But artificial what you feel. And that's why I keep a pistol still. Even as a sleeper, I'm trying to kill a Grim Reaper. Trying to keep these demons out my head. Thoughts, gotta kill them all. But they kill me. No matter what I've been through in life, shit ain't gonna break me. Shit made me a monster. Not the evil kind. Just more focused, more determined, more ambitious. Thank you to the pain. I needed that. And it's about that time. What up? What's up with the what's up? What's up with the what's good? It's Tyrone Hunter, and we back in the building with another edition of What's Really Good Entertainment. Hopefully, everybody had a good day today. If you didn't have a good day, hopefully this segment here allow you to end your day on a positive note. Shout out to everybody who, man, woke up today, because a lot of people didn't wake up today. A lot of people didn't wake up today. So, if you woke up today, whether you had a good day or you had a bad day, you most definitely had a blessed day. Because, like I said, a lot of people didn't wake up. Have no complaints. Have have goals, have ambitions, you know, but allow life to be what life is gonna be. Sometimes I think we stress ourselves out, or we um we frustrate ourselves because we want life to happen so bad instead of allowing life to take its course. You know, life is always life, and regardless to what. So, like I said, if you woke up today, you breathe and you have functionality of all your limbs, you blessed. You have so much more than so many other people. If you have any sicknesses or dealing with any afflictions, you know, pray to God and ask for healing, ask for guidance, ask for mercy. Read His word, understand His word, because God can deliver you from things that you didn't even know you could get delivered from. You thought you wasn't strong enough. You thought that um, it would never change or it would never happen. But then God come through and He lets you know, like, listen, I got you. You got me, I got you. So just keep that in mind. Just try to keep that in mind. Live your life, love your life, want everything for your life. However, don't be so bent out of shape if life is not going the way that you want it to go.
Shout out to everybody who's in the building. Shout out to everybody who came in the building. Shout out to everybody who's going to be in the building later. Bring your good vibe, bring your popcorn, bring your Bible, bring your spirituality, um, and or just bring yourself, and pull up and let's have a conversation. You know, today's topic, what we're going to be talking about today is how much would you sell your soul for? Like how much is your soul worth? And I might be taking a couple of pauses. I'm not going to leave, but I might be taking a couple of pauses because I'm not feeling the best, but I'm still here. So I got my little peppermints. Remember them peppermints, the soft peppermints, the one that when your grandmother took you to church when you was younger, she always had a whole bag of these. So this is like something, that remind me of my grandmother. And if you got something like this or something similar that reminds you of one of your loved ones, man, put that in the chat. Share with us like I share with y'all. I got my little tea. My nose is a little stopped up. I don't know if y'all hear it, but um when we got a job to do and when we got work to do, we don't allow nothing to stop us. It try to stop us, but we have to be stronger than our condition. We have to be stronger than the things that would like to hold us back, you know, because we have the power to decide and choose what we're gonna do. I could have chose to stay in the bed. I could have chose to been laid up and nursing this cold, but I prayed, I let it go, and now we're here. So, with that being said, and listen, somebody asked me a question earlier. Somebody reached out to me and asked me what was the name of one of the songs that I was playing and where they could get the song, so that they could listen to it a little bit more clearer. Let me just put this disclaimer out there. All of the music that I play, Denise, Miss Vineyard, my soul sister, blessings, blessings. Appreciate you being in the building. Let's go. Let's let God do what he do. And y'all hit the like button on the way in the door, or Denise, she gonna get at you. Hit the like button on the way in the door. So I was just saying something. I kind of lost my thought. It may or may not come back to me. What was it? See, it is what it is. I guess it wasn't meant for me to remember. But today we're gonna be talking about how much would you sell your soul for? How much is your soul worth? And what I mean by soul, let's not only look at it um on a like flesh plane. Let's look at it on all planes possible and available. There's some people that believe in the spirit. There's some people that don't believe in the spirit. There's some people that believe in a soul. There's other people that don't believe in a soul. Most people believe in a soul. Sarah Anderson, hi. Thank you for being in the building. Appreciate you. Hopefully you enjoy the message and what we got going on here. So most people don't believe in the soul unless you're talking about soul connection. you know, as it pertains to relationship. People want to look at astrology and see who's their soul mate and who's their soul connection, who's their kindred spirit and stuff like that. That's the only time they believe in soul. But when you have a conversation like this, where we speaking on how much would you sell your soul for, how much is your soul worth, people be quick to say, I don't believe in stuff like that. Well, you better believe it. So, for the sake of everybody being able to understand and getting the fullness of the message, selling your soul is kind of sort of like how much would you sell your values, your morals, and your principles for? You know, are you for sale? Can you be bought? Will you change and flip gears when some coins is involved? You know, will you be a stand-up person only when it benefits you, or will you be a good person only when it benefits you? But then if it have no benefit to you, you're gonna be evil. You're gonna change your vibe. You're gonna change the way in which you deal with people. Um, you're a cool, calm, and collected individual, but if conversations or if interactions with somebody get too tense, then you're willing to resort back to who you may have been at one time or another, you know, or you may be looking to deal with that situation like, fire meet fire, instead of looking for a peaceful resolution. So how much is your soul worth? Is your values, morals, and principles intact? Where to the point where you're not going to compromise it? You know, do you value yourself? Some people, they devalue themselves, or they allow themselves to be devalued for some sort of gain, be it financial or other. And it kind of make your soul hurt. It kind of make your soul ache, because then there's a voice inside you that's not allowing you to enjoy whatever it is you're enjoying, because your soul and your spirit don't take to the decision that you made. You have to look at that. Everybody want to be rich. Everybody want to be prosperous. Everybody want to be happy. Everybody want to live and have a life of luxuries, or some people just want to get by. Well, allow me to share this with you. And this may hurt, but you know that I don't come from a place of hurting people. I come from a place of helping, opening people's eyes and increasing their knowledge base. So allow me to give you some information that may hurt you. Um, Not intended to hurt you, but it's simply to make you aware. And some people will take it personal. The fact remains is that not everybody will get rich. Not everybody will be well off. Not everybody will live a decent life. Um, Not everybody will have all of the basics, meaning what they need to succeed. A great majority of people's lives are going to be a struggle. It's not to say, it's not for me to say, accept that it is what it is and don't do nothing about it. No, seek to do something about it. Seek to change your circumstances. Always seek to change your circumstances. Always seek to be better and to do better. But just don't lose your head if your life is full of a struggle. If your life is full of hardship, if your life is full of adversities, if every time something is going right in your life, something goes wrong, you think or you feel you curse, you just may be. You just may be. Denise said, Mark 8:36. For what shall it profit a man if they shall gain the whole world and lose his soul? Exactly. What does it profit you if you gain by way of finances, but your soul is on fire every day. Your conscience is killing you every day because you was willing to compromise your morals, your values, your principles, and your dignity to gain something. Listen, it's nothing worth selling your soul or selling yourself short to get ahead. It's nothing worth it. Tom Hardy, shout out to you. Peace, love, and blessings, my brother. Um, Tom said was good. Tom is checking in from the UK. The UK, otherwise known as London. That's where Britain and all of that going on. They got a 6 hour time differential. So if you count forward 6 hours from what it is right now, that'll let you know what time it is over in the UK. And Tom is pulling up to share in the word with us, to share in the wisdom. Um, and to be part of this community that he's a part of. So we welcome you back, Tom. It's a pleasure to have you. And looking forward to your knowledge, as well as your wisdom. Just to catch you up, the topic of discussion today is how much would you sell your soul for? And we were just talking about how some people, they'll sell out for $1, or they'll sell out for whatever kind of gain. They'll compromise their moral values and principles for a come up. So that's where we were at when you came in the building. Um, Pleasure having you here, right? So, and then as I also went on to say that some people's lives, their entire lives, is going to be a struggle. It's going to be full of ups and downs, heartache, heartbreak. They'll go one step forward to go 5 steps backwards. They feel that they're cursed, you know, and a lot of times you are cursed. It may not be your fault, but a lot of times you are cursed. So in the Bible, it speak about the curse of Ham, you know, it speak about the curse of Ham. And, sometimes there are things called generational curses. There's a curse that could be placed on your family. Um, there's a curse that could be placed on the people that because of something, you know, your father may have did in his lifetime, your mother may have did in her lifetime, your grandparents may have did in their lifetime, your great grandparents may have did in their lifetime, you know. Um, so a curse is real. Miss Denise came through with another proverb 28:6. Better is the poor that walks in his righteousness than he that in perverse in his ways, though he be rich. Exactly. And a lot of people think that, because they have finances and because they're in a better financial position, some people utilize that to make other people operate in a capacity where they're below them, you know. And those are the ones I'm gonna tell you right now. Those are the ones who deny people food, the ones who deny people a slice of bread who may be struggling, um, the ones who laugh at the afflictions and the trials and tribulations of others. God is going to take everything you got. He going to strip you of everything it is that you have. He going to humble you. He going to bring you back down to reality. It happens all the time. So never feel or think um, because you may have more, or you may be fortunate, or life may be a little bit decent, to you, that you are better than others, or others are some way somehow beneath you, because that is not the case. Some people are cursed. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it for you. Some people have and go through certain life tribulations for decisions that they made, or for decisions that their elders made, or people before them made. Some people were involved in some devilish and some wicked things in their lifetime. And as a result, their kids suffer. As a result, their grandkids suffer. As a result, they don't never have, or they don't never find any peace. They go to the psychics, they go to these psychic mediums, they read all of these books, and they go try to get themselves a cleansing. And the river is not the River Jordan, but they go to get themselves a cleansing, and that curse still stays. How do you get rid of that curse? How do you rid yourself of negative energy? um how do you how do you uh, even and clear the slate, so that you no longer have to experience some of the things that you're experiencing. Listen, you may experience it your whole life. What I would suggest you do is pray to God, pray to your Lord and Savior, pray to your Creator, and ask them to do whatever He may do with you, but spare your offspring, spare your kids, spare your nieces and nephews, spare the rest of your bloodline, that you're willing to be the sacrificial lamb, so that the other and the rest of your generation, your family and your loved ones don't have to experience affliction. Because see, whomsoever, um, whomsoever God blesses, nobody could curse. Whomsoever God curses, nobody can bless. You know, And that just that just goes to show, like, who are you and what are you made out of? What are you built like? Are you willing to put it all on your shoulders, um, so that somebody else could be good? Are you willing to sacrifice of yourself, of your comfort, of your safety, of your health, so that somebody else can enjoy? It's a beautiful story. The one that God died for all of our sins, you know, so that we would have an opportunity, um, we would have an opportunity to live life in the fullness thereof. Some people love that story. I'm pretty sure everybody loved that story. Everybody loved the story of, oh, the Lord died for my sins, and I'm cleansed and I'm healed, and I can enjoy life, and I have access to so many different things in life simply because God died for my sins. But are you willing to allow yourself to be crucified so that somebody you love, somebody that's close to you, or somebody that you don't even know can have an opportunity to enjoy and to live life, um, in its fullness? Can you do that? Are you willing to do that? You know, are you willing to do as I did on today? I was in a bed all day. Body aches, body was hurting, coughing, throat was clogged up. Yesterday when we was on live, I was coughing a little bit. And that was because, the weather changed, the temperature changed. Yesterday, I believe it was the first time it was like about 70 degrees. And I'm used to it usually being 80 and 90 degrees. And I got the AC on, and, when I'm driving and everything is good. But it wasn't the case yesterday. And I kept turning on the air and the heat, to try to regulate my body temperature. And as a result, I kind of threw my body temperature off. And so, I was feeling it last night. And this today, the entire day, from the time I woke up this morning, because we was on the live until about 2. I laid down, I want to say about 3:30, got up, briefly, like turned over about 8 o'clock this morning, officially got up like around 9. And all day I was laid up in the bed, body was hurting, nose was running. My throat, I could barely swallow. And I was in the bed all day up until like about 8 o'clock when I jumped up and I got in the shower. Um, I shaved real quick because I was looking crazy the past couple of days. So excuse my appearance. Because we got to straighten out those wrinkles sometime. And I wasn't feeling up to doing a live today. I wasn't feeling up to doing a live. Mr. Wavy Tyrone, it's a pleasure having you in the building. Um, Wavy Tyrone still at Tay's house. Okay. Shout out to Light Skin Tay. That's the squad. That's our young squad right there. We're gonna put them in position, you know, and they gonna be running things. So they the youngest bosses in charge. They the up and coming bosses. Boss of all bosses. I appreciate you for being in the building, Wavy Tyrone. And tell Light Skin Tay, we said what's up. Um and yeah, I was feeling bad. I was doing bad. Like even right now, I'm not feeling my best. But I made some tea. I have some tea here. I have I was talking about grandma mints. Grandma, the little soft peppermints when you used to go to church when you was younger, and grandma had these mints. I got these. I got a bottle of water. And we gonna thug it out. We gonna do the Lord's work. You're sick. I'm not claiming that. You know, I just don't feel as good as I usually do. But I'm not claiming sickness. Nah, I'm not claiming that. Um, Shout out to Christian. Christian is in the building. Um, It's always a pleasure having you, KK Christian. B Bam, Big K is in the building. Hey everyone, shout out to B Bam, Big K. And I right before I got on live today, I said a prayer for your grandmother once again. I said a prayer for everybody that be in our chat, everybody that be in the live. Um, and that's what we're gonna do. So again, um, are we willing to make sacrifices so that other people can be better, other people can have an opportunity. Like yesterday, the live was beautiful. Shout out to Willow. We don't know if Willow gonna be in the building tonight, but if he is, pretty much, we'll be thankful and grateful to have him. And y'all hit the like button in the way to do it if y'all enjoy the content. Hit the like button in the way to do it. And so, even Willow yesterday. So that whole thing, you see too. Hope you get to feeling better. Listen, I'm doing the Lord's work, and that can't stop me. You have to be, or you should be like a machine. You should be, resolute. You should be um one who persevere. If you got a goal, if you have responsibilities, if you have things that you have to do, if you commit yourself, like I committed myself to do this live at 10 p.m. every night, you know, that's what I'm gonna do. Nothing is gonna stop that. The only thing gonna stop that is if I'm not able to get up. So long as I can get in front of the camera at 10 p.m., trust and believe y'all gonna see me here. Because this is bigger than us. This message is bigger than us. Yesterday, we had a decent amount of people in the chat. um After it was all said and done, it was like 400 and something people that had saw the live. It may not be astronomical numbers to a lot of people, but that was 400 different people that we actually touched yesterday. And some of those people may have been looking forward to come back today, to have another vibe, and to, experience the message and just get some good vibes. And so had I not been here, that would be tantamount to treason. You know, People, like, when it comes to worldly things, like, we'll find time, we'll make time. We won't be in the best of mood, but we definitely gonna go outside and, enjoy whatever's going on of the world. But when it comes to people, when it comes to your responsibility, when it comes to honoring your commitment, being committed to what it is you said that you was gonna do, a lot of people feel it's okay to slack off. you know and this is why, a lot of times when we may want things to happen in life, it don't happen. We need integrity, we need morals, we need values, we need commitment. We have to be willing and able to commit, even if it don't feel comfortable. you know um, and like I was just saying a couple of minutes ago, shout out to Willow who was in the building yesterday. It was a very, very good conversation. It was definitely an eye opener. It was definitely a blessed conversation. We got an opportunity to hear from an individual who considered themselves an atheist. An atheist is a person that don't believe in God, you know, and we got him to, stay in the chat and be part of the conversation. And he was asking some questions, he was interacting, he got, into the groove, and then he kind of, went left. Then he left out of the chat. I guess he went and did some research on me, whatever, and then he came back and then caught himself trying to pick me apart as an individual. And I was thankful and I was happy for the experience, because I was like, um, not to say that he's the devil, but see, the spirit of the devil is always awake. The spirit of the devil is always moving. When you're trying to do something positive, that's when you're trying to do something positive, when you're trying to do something, um, beneficial, something great, when you're trying to do great works, that's when you're going to be attacked. you know so if you're not being attacked, if your life is not going through any struggles, any chaos, or the like, then you're not doing something right. um if your life is peaceful, and you're not going through no adversities or stuff like that, you're not doing something right. Uh, Denise said, "Word up." Wavy Tyrone said, "Willow was an interesting guy, that's for sure." Right, and that, to me, that was a beautiful interaction because it gave us an opportunity to deal with people who we may not be in agreement with and still stay true to who we are as individuals. See, a lot of us could have took offense to some of what he was saying yesterday. We could have lost our religion. We could have got belligerent. We could have got argumentative. We could have went in attack mode towards him, but we didn't do that. So, if nothing else, yesterday was an opportunity for everybody who is in the chat, everybody who is experiencing some of what Willow was putting out, some of what Willow was putting down. you know, None of us reacted adversely or negatively. So we got an opportunity to understand that, listen, if the situation calls for it, or if things get hot and heavy in the kitchen, that we're going to stay true to who we are as individuals. We're going to keep our morals, values, principles, as well as dignity intact. And that's what I came away from, that particular situation yesterday. And I'm going to share something else with you. LaMike Harris, shout out to you. Salute to you, bro. Pleasure to have you in the building. Um, if you just getting in, the topic we was talking about is how much would you sell your soul for? That's just pretty much asking, will you stand on your morals, values, and principles, and live and move in a way of integrity, or are you for sale? Are you for sale? Are you, the type that when life get hard, you're gonna be wishy-washy. If a challenge is put in front of you, you're gonna fall under pressure. So that's what we was talking about, just to catch you up. And so let me share another situation now. This one was really a tester, and this happened yesterday. Check me out. Let me drink some tea. So never sold my soul and never will. Had plenty of chances to. Exactly. And that's what integrity, and dignity and certain things are made of. And when you're that kind of individual where you don't compromise who you are as an individual, it makes you honorable, you know? And it makes you the kind of individual who's more apt to be responsible, to handle their responsibilities, to bear their own cross. You know what I'm saying? To, even if life is hard, you're not going to allow that to stop you from doing what it is that you need to do. In the case of some people, and by the way, when y'all come in the building, hit the like button. If you're enjoying the content, hit the like button. And share the video if you want to share the video. So, and it comes in a case where some of us, men, we have kids, right? And sometimes dealing with, um exes, or baby mothers, or females dealing with baby fathers, sometimes it's not always the best of circumstances. Sometimes it's very stressful, it's very frustrating, where you trying to be the best possible individual that you could be for the sake of your kids, but then you dealing with a lot of problems, a lot of issues, a lot of adversity. And some dudes, when they go through it, the first thing they do is say, you know what, I'm not with this, and they're gonna run out the back door. They're gonna say, oh well, I left my kids' lives because I couldn't deal with the headache, or I didn't want to put up with the headache of my baby mother. Like, what did that have to do with your kids? So this is why it's so important to have morals, values, integrity, principles, and stand on what it is that you stand on, because if you're a wishy-washy individual, you're going to be wishy-washy in relationships. You're going to be wishy-washy in friendships. You're going to be wishy-washy with your employment. You're going to be just a wishy-washy individual. And you might as well call yourself, what's one of them famous dish soaps? Dawn Platinum. Yeah, you might as well call yourself Dawn Platinum dish soap if you're going to be wishy-washy. That's right. Don't compromise the word of God in your life for human opinions. I learned that the hard way. Yeah, don't compromise. Be it the word of God, or be it who you are as an individual. Let me tell you about this situation that I encountered yesterday. Look, it challenged everything about me. I ain't gonna lie to you. It challenged every fiber of my being, right? So, um, me and a friend of mine, we went to get something to eat. And I had to make a phone call. I had to make an important phone call. So I was standing outside the establishment. So I happened to, have on pretty much all red, like red from head to toe. I do tend to wear a lot of red. That's one of my favorite colors. Um, and so the individual come up to me, mind you, I'm on the phone. You can hear me talking on the phone. The individual came up to me, was inches away from my face. Yo, I like that red, blood. What's popping, blood? What you on, blood? Like, I'm talking about inches away from my face. And I was like, I'm on the phone right now. He was like, okay, okay, blood. And then he went to walk away and he started to approach me again. And I put my hand out and I pointed to the phone again. Okay, he went inside the establishment. So now I finish my phone call. I go in the establishment. I go to get me something to drink. Go to the counter, pay for the order. As me and my friend walking out the door, the individual come up to me again. Yo, what's popping, blood? Like tapping me on my, yo, what's popping, blood? Yo, listen, I need you to do something for me. When I tell you, inches away from my face now, the dude, you could smell the alcohol on him, right? And I could tell and observe that he was off of something, you know. Um, people is looking, and because quite naturally people want to see if it's going to be a scene or whatever. So what I had to do is I had to process everything real quick and say, okay, how are you going to react to this? Now he was getting frustrated. He was frustrating me. I don't like people in my personal space, especially like right up in my face. And when I tell you, was so close to my face, like I could feel his breath on my face. And I put a hand up. I was like, yo, listen, be easy. He smacked my hand down. And I threw my hand up quick like I was going to grab his neck. I was like, yo, take it easy. Relax yourself. And I gave him my back to walk out the establishment. And I was saying to myself, I said, I hope the good Lord allow him to see that I recognize he's not in his right mind. And I'm not going to take personal nothing that transpired, even though, it was getting under my skin. I said, let him see me going out the door and, him take that as a sign that, okay, find somebody else to play with. I get outside the door, he come up on me again. I turn around and I spent around so quick. I said, take a walk, take a walk. He was like, oh, okay, okay. And, so I got in the car. And before I pulled off, he went back in the establishment. And so why am I mentioning that story? Why am I mentioning, that incident that happened? Only to reiterate once again that you're gonna be tested. Your beliefs are gonna be tested. If you say you standing on something or you standing for something, trust and believe you're going to be tested. And when that test comes, that's going to determine who you are as an individual. Now, right before that, I was saying, if you don't have no trials and tribulations, if you're not going through ups and downs, something is wrong. And you should want to figure out what it is. Something is wrong. If you're not dealing with nothing, if you experiencing nothing but happiness in your life 365 days a year, it's beautiful. I would love to experience that. I'm pretty sure everybody would. But if that's how your life is, like nothing is going wrong, nothing is affecting you, nothing is upsetting you, you're not frustrated behind nothing. If you're not going through nothing in life, something is wrong. That means somebody lying, Somebody is lying. It's either you're lying to yourself saying that whatever is going on is nothing, is not affecting you. You sweeping it under the rug, or whoever you're interacting with, they have on a mask. They have on a mask. And you're being tricked into believing that everything is okay. You don't got to believe me. You do not have to believe me. You got some people that they're in relationships and they say, "Oh, I got the perfect relationship. I'm telling you, everything is 100% A-OK. We don't go through nothing. You know, life is a bed of roses." Look, you may have a beautiful relationship, but financially, y'all may be going through it. You understand? Y'all may be dealing with drama that's not coming from y'all, but coming from somebody else. You may be dealing with drama at work. So if you one of those people who feel like everything is A-OK and everything is beautiful, everything is good, listen, let me tell you something. Either you lying to yourself, or you got on blinders, or you allowing life to lie to you. I'm just being honest. You do not have to believe me. So if your life is perfect and everything is perfect for you, and be it you a believer or you not a believer, and you feel life is perfect, ain't nothing going on, everything is kumbaya, you a kumbaya is what you is. Robin Jarman said, "Yeah, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything." That is an absolute fact. You don't stand for something, you are gonna fall for something. Uh, Denise Powell, KK Christian, what a story. The Holy Spirit protected you from any harm that day. We live through miracles and proof every day. We experience those situations for a reason. Yeah. And when I tell you this individual was really testing my patience, when you say checking my temperature, was checking my temperature like he was a doctor and he had a thermometer, was checking my temperature. And I felt good about, the way in which it played out, because I could smell the individual was reeking of alcohol, and ain't no telling what other drugs he was off. You understand what I'm saying? And sometimes people have an experience mental health issues, or they experience certain things in life, that cause them to just like lose it, you know? And this individual was going through it. So what would it have benefited me, to react to that situation? I wouldn't have came out on top, you know? I would have came out on top. The individual had no wins against me because there wasn't in a right mind. But then again, they could have had gorilla strength. It could have been, a battle of whatever. But if I got into an altercation with this individual, and let's say so many different variables, so many different things could have happened, What if I had to explain to somebody that me being in my right mind, I did something to somebody that wasn't in their right mind? That would make me look crazy. And that brings me to another very, very important topic. You can be in the right, but depending on how you respond to a situation, you could put yourself in the wrong. Let me say that again. You could be in the right in a situation. Something could be said, something could be done, and you could react in a way that would now make you appear to be the bad person. Oh, you took it too far. Why you didn't use common sense? Why you didn't use breathing exercises? Why you let people get the best of you? Like that happens every day. That happens every day, and I welcome situations like that. I welcome challenges like that. I welcome the opportunity to show that I'm a changed individual, that I changed my life for the better, and that I can be an example to somebody else. Because some of what I may share here, our people who are in the chat, you may not have experienced it yet. You may not experience it today. You may not experience it tomorrow. It may be something you experience next year. But if you had this kind of conversation and you bumped into somebody that showed you, like, listen, it's a way that you could deal with things and it become a peaceful resolution. Yes, it's a way, no matter the fact, like, when I tell you that situation, that was like 0 to 100, came into my face, breathing in my face on 3 different occasions. On 3 different occasions, you know? And God will put situations like that in your life. You know how bad me as an individual, you know how bad I would have felt after the conversations that we had, the interactions we had. I had to get on here yesterday and tell y'all, oh yeah, so let me tell you something. Yeah, man, somebody was getting on my nerves and I had to serve them. I had to put them on a plate and stick a fork in them. I'd be like, what? You know? It's like, no. I'll be the sacrificial lamb. You understand? I'll be the one that go through the experiences and share the experiences with you all and other people in the hopes that they could take how I deal with it, put that together with the way that they do things, and they can walk away from a situation as peacefully as possible. Do you understand? It doesn't make you less of a person. It doesn't make you less of an individual. The same way, it don't make you tough because you react with violence. It may make you feel good. You got off some temporary frustration. It may make you feel good, but it don't make you and it don't break you. And you never know who's watching. You never know who's watching. You never know who, based on certain things that you experience in life, and the people that saw you or the people that witnessed that, what it may have done to their life. You know, that individual, if I reacted away to him, it could have been somebody else that was in the establishment that, like, yeah, man, he come in my face with that nonsense. I'ma deal with him the same way homeboy did. So now he gonna be getting punched all around like a pinata, you know? And I'm gonna be the one that caused it. Let me hear some of these come right on. You don't do something to someone who isn't in their right mind. Exactly. Wavy Tyrone, thank you. I appreciate that comment. But it's hard when we're in the midst, in the thick of a situation. A lot of us find it hard exercising our common sense, exercising our better judgment, exercising our rational abilities. A lot of times when we right there in the thick of a situation, we don't think. But let me tell you something about life though. In life, you could, in 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, or 50 years, you could build yourself up to be the greatest of individuals. And you can lose everything just for a split second decision. Everything that you work for could go down the drain just for a split second decision. It's so many people right now that are in prison, physically in prison, in a penitentiary, because of a certain lapse in judgment, because they was peer pressured into doing something, because they thought it was fun to do something and they was along for the ride, because somebody got them mad and got them upset and they just snapped. Now they got the rest of their life to deal with that in prison, or they got to do 10, 15, 20, 30 years. Is it worth it? Is it worth you having to do 30 years in prison because of a lapse in judgment? Because you was too tough to walk away? I think that's more stupidity. And this is why these conversations and you working on yourself every day, not to say you thinking about all different kind of scenarios that you could encounter in life, but you strengthening yourself every day. You reading the word of God, or even if you're not reading the word of God, you reading educational materials. You're reading stuff that's making your mind strong. You engaging in things that's making your emotions strong. Take your time strengthening your mind. Take your time strengthening your spirit. Take your time strengthening your emotions. Take your time strengthening the way in which you do things so that you can be prepared for every situation that occur and transpire. We all know in life there's certain situations that it's like all bets off, you know. I'm trying to get to a position in life, you know. I'm trying to live life in a way where, you know, my karma is intact, you know, where the Lord be my vision, the Lord be my ears, the Lord be my God, so that he could steer me away from certain situations. Be the kind of individual that I'm so much a blessing to others and I do so much good in the world that God is going to protect me everywhere I go. And that there's not going to be a situation that come against me that's going to cause me harm. Look, and I'm going to say this and then I'm going to read the comments. I got two daughters. And a lot of times when I pray in regards to my children, I pray that the Lord put me through whatever it is he want to put me through in life, so that my kids will have an easier life or a better life or a life without, you know, certain pains, dramas, afflictions, so forth and so on. That's what I pray for. I don't care what I go through in life because I already prove I'm built for it. I'm built for it. I don't care what I go through. I don't care what it is that I have to experience. So long as I could go through and I can experience something that would help somebody else make better decisions in life, that's what I live for, you know? And if you don't know, now you know. Mr. Nee said exactly. Wisdom will allow you to see the results or consequences ahead of time. Exactly. And you need to be able to see the consequences ahead of time because you cannot rewind. You can't rewind the clock. Christian said, Amen again. I'm leaving early, so I will probably see you tomorrow night. In Jesus' name, that everyone will have a peaceful night tonight. And in Jesus' name, that people in the chat have accepted the Lord. Thank you, KK Christian. Have a blessed evening. If you left the chat already, as you go to and fro your destination, we ask that you go to and fro peacefully. May you be blessed, your family be blessed, your loved ones as well. And may the Lord Almighty God continue to protect you and your loved ones and keep his arms around you. Amen. Um, okay, have a good night. You'll be missed. God bless you. Okay. B Band Big K, this is so true. I have been wanting to scream at some family members who my Grammy has been there for, not even checking on her. If they come to her funeral, if she passes, I'm going to have to behave. Yes, B Band Big K. Yes, because see, strength is something that everybody needs, but everybody don't understand is important, right? What people do in their life, they gonna be dealt with for it. Their lives are gonna be affected. Karma is gonna come back to haunt them. Trust and believe. You don't have to take or seek vengeance on people. You don't have to be upset with people behind certain things that they do. Yes, it's okay to talk about it. It's okay to let off how you think about it or how you feel about it. You know, but at the end of the day, don't allow that to be your burden or your cross to bear. Listen, we all gonna have enough things in life that we have to deal with ourselves. So accepting some more stuff on our shoulders, you know, some more stuff that's gonna burden us is not the way. So I'm 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 hopeful and I'm glad that you have that understanding, B Band Big K. And it don't make you no less of an individual. And it don't make you the kind of individual that people can say, oh, you don't care about your grandmother because you're not angry with them based on how they was treated. Like, listen, man, a lot of people nowadays, they heads is just gone. You understand? And they may not ever come across, you know, people who genuinely care about them ever again in life. Sandcow, love from India. Yes, love from India. We got India in the chat. Sandcow, thank you for joining the chat. Thank you for joining the channel. Um, this is this is an open discussion. We discuss a whole lot of things. A lot of us are believers in the chat. A lot of us have a spiritual background, and some of us don't. So we just come in here and enjoy a good conversation, have some encouraging conversation, deal with some life things, and just try to have a good old time. Just try to have some positivity. So, yeah, thank you for being in the chat, and we welcome you. That's great character control. Exactly. And Miss Denise, that is great character control because, like, say for instance, if B-Bam Big K is in a relationship, right? And he's out and about, with his significant other. And then you know how when you out and about, you come across some unruly individuals and somebody say and do the wrong thing, and then now he react, and now he's sitting in prison, or him and his significant other got into an altercation with some people. Now you there outside all bloodied and bruised and maybe going to the precinct, maybe got injured, all because you ain't know how to deal with self-control. You didn't know how to look at certain situations and say, let me run this through my mind. Let me run this through my computer, and let me come up with the best way to deal with it. See, a lot of people are so stuck on, this macho and this bravado and this, man, I ain't gonna let nobody punk me. Man, I ain't gonna let nobody handle me. Man, I ain't gonna let nobody make me feel less than. Look, that's okay. If that's the way you want to deal with life, that's okay. We are not here to judge you, but you'll be the same one who'll be in the penitentiary or who will be in the cemetery, all because you quote unquote gonna keep it real. I'm a gorilla. Man, listen, you a gorilla, okay? Be a gorilla in terms of getting your finances in order so you provide it for your family. Be a gorilla being the best possible parent that you could be. Be a gorilla when it comes to your career and advancing yourself in your career so far that your lifestyle is beautiful. Be a gorilla that you giving back to the world because you're blessed and you're in a fortunate position. Be that kind of gorilla. Be the kind of gorilla that you're going to be impactful, that you're going to impact somebody else's life. Be that kind of gorilla. Don't be a kind of gorilla that's because you reacted to something and you beat somebody up or you cause physical harm to somebody and you make that, you take that to make you think and feel like, oh, you somebody. You bad Leroy Brown. Man, we know how them stories play out. So keep on with it. Um, the willpower The willpower is survival. Right. And it's okay, to be in survival mode. A lot of us at one point or another, we were in survival mode because a lot of us didn't learn how to live. So now we wanna, transfer the energy to being in that mode, learning how to live and not being in survival mode. Sweet Like Honey is in the building. Hey, my brothers and sisters, blessing to all. Bless you, my sister. Hopefully your day was good. Tell the kids we send our love and regards and our blessings. And thank you for being in the building. This is going to be another one. We're going to have a beautiful conversation. So, yes, we are here. We are here. Um, just want to guess what? My friend, my hubby is coming home. The judge was good to him. I miss him so much. Yes, thank you, Lord. Thank you for intervening. And I was just praying about, that probably like an hour and a half ago. I said, Lord, I don't know the circumstances. I don't know all that happened and transpired, but just go before them and fix that situation for them. And remember the other day when you was telling me about it, I said, don't even worry about that. God already went before you. Like that situation is handled. Don't even worry about it. I felt that. I felt that when you brought it in the chat. So that's why I didn't really spend no undue time on it because the Lord said to me, like, I got that. We good. Hello, brother Tom. Good to see you, Wavy Tyrone. Oh, wow, that's good to hear. That's great to hear. God is good always. Exactly. And tell hubby, he should grace our chat with his presence, even if he's not gonna stay long. Tell him because he got a lot of people who know him here, and we just want to have him come in the chat just so we can tell him welcome home, and hopefully that the Lord continue to work on him so that he don't find himself in positions like that in the future. Lamike Harris said, "Prize come before the fall." Exactly. See, this is what knowledge and wisdom helps you to understand. Pride always comes before the fall. Pride is one of the most dangerous drugs known to man. Your pride will have you starving. Your pride will have you throw your life down the drain. Your pride will mess you over real good. So deal with pride as much as you want, you know? Denise, that's a blessing, sweet. God is always on time. Yes, amen. Amen. Um, praise, praise God, Denise. I'm feeling so blessed. But you know what put brother here told me to worry. God got him, and he was so right. Exactly. And I felt the same. I felt the same way. I felt like he gonna make it through that situation. The Mike, man, what my pride, that's my pride. That's my pride is sometimes deemed as the first human sin. Yes, pride. Look, the Lord say in the Bible, right? These are the people that's going to get struck down by God. The prideful, the boastful, and the arrogant. The Lord deal with them the worst. Deal with them the worst. There is so many passages in the Bible that speaks about the prideful, the arrogant, and the boastful. Like God gonna destroy them because God don't like that. Those kind of people, you know. So I try not to be that kind of person. And I'm not gonna lie, you know, we're human beings, you know. So I just be on guard. Um, you did, and you were so right. Exactly. Amen, sweets. Amen. Sweet honey, I would tell him, yes, tell your husband that when he get out, he need to pull up on the chat, you know, so we could welcome him home for one, and he could know the kind of love that he got, you know. Um, and you know, so we could officially encourage him, um, encourage him to, like, you know, seek to not have some situations get the best of him. And again, we don't know the situation and the circumstance. We don't know exactly what transpired, but we don't need to, you know. But it's just kind of ironic, right? It's just kind of ironic that we're having this conversation. We're having this conversation, and Sister Lauren is sharing this information with us. You know, the power of God, the power of prayer, you know, the power of prayer. Some of us live in environments where, man, we're faced with split second decisions every day. So what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to try to keep your head down. You're supposed to try to stay in work or stay in school, keep yourself busy and keep yourself occupied, and work on moving yourself out of that battlefield and into a more decent neighborhood. Like, yeah, a lot of people feel like they can't afford to live nowhere else. You and I get it. You know, some people feel like they trapped by to live in the hood. They trapped to live in the ghetto. They trapped to live in, you know, impoverished conditions. Where there's a will, there's a way. And sometimes you got to put your head together with other people. You know, y'all got to come up with a game plan to make it work. You know, and y'all can make it work. Like, I want to share this with Wavy Tyrone. Let me just drink some tea first. Glory be to God. God is good all the time. God is a healer and God is a deliverer. You know, I'm not, I'm I may not feel like my usual self, but I'm not claiming sickness. Get out of here. I'm not accepting that. I'm good. You see, I'm here. You see my eyes. I'm good. I'm good. Um, so, and I want to share this with brother Wavy Tyrone, right? And I want you to share this with light skin Tay, because y'all still young, right? So let me give you some game real quick. When I get the right job and the time is right, I'll take my family out the hood. Look, let me give you some game, Wavy Tyrone. And this is for you as well as light skin Tay, right? There's no such thing as the right job. There's no such thing. You create your destiny. You create what it is that you want. Now, let me just give you a scenario. You and light skin Tay is, 15 years old, y'all younger, y'all should be able to get y'all work permit so that y'all could work, right? Now, y'all could be working in a fast food restaurant. Listen at me now. You and Light Skin Tay could be working in a fast food restaurant. You could bring in 300 a week. Light Skin Tay could be bringing in 300 a week. When you put that together, how much you got? You got 600 a week. Now, if y'all do some overtime and y'all make a little bit more, let's say you bringing home 500 a week and Light Skin Tay bringing home 500 a week. How much y'all got together? Y'all got $1,000 for the week. In 2 weeks, you got $2,000. In 3 weeks, you got $3,000. In 4 weeks, you got $4,000. That's in 1 month. You got $4,000. Now, let's say y'all use $2,000 for whatever your expenses, your transportation, your food, your clothes, whatever. Seek to put up $2,000 a month between the two of you. If you do that for 6 months, you got $12,000. You got $12,000 in 6 months. Now, it's sacrificing. That means not going out there trying to buy every Jordan, not going out there trying to buy all the popular clothes, not going out there throwing your money down the drain on drugs or partying or hanging out. It's like discipline. Discipline for 6 months, and y'all will both have about $12,000. Now, just imagine if both of y'all are working around the clock and y'all working a full-time job and y'all come home for a couple of hours and you working a part-time job. No, I'm not saying that y'all can split it. I'm just only giving you an idea and a hypothetical of how when people put their resources together, you have so much more. When people put their resource together. And if he have a larger family, then that's more people that can put in the pot. Be like, listen, look, you got a large family, I got a decent sized family, right? Let's look into getting a house that's big enough in a decent area that's big enough where we got, 3, 4, 5 bedrooms. We have a basement and it's in a decent neighborhood. Let that be the goal. Now, down there where y'all at, houses are not as expensive as it is up here. And then when what are you called a first time home buyer, meaning you buying your first home, there's programs available that they will waive. They will waive the down payment so that y'all can move in. You understand? So it's called cooperative economics. When people put their money together, when people pool their money together, you can accomplish goals so much faster. A lot of people don't realize how quick you can move out the hood. Especially, let me give you another scenario. You have a female and you have a guy, right? They're in a relationship. They say they're trying to, get their weight up. They're trying to get a car. They're trying to get a nice house. They're trying to get their life. Okay. When you're 17, 18 years old, you can work a full-time job and you can work a part-time job, right? And some jobs you can get overtime. So if two people put their heads together, that was just you and Tay, y'all put your heads together and, y'all may only put away $400 a week, maybe 300, but everything that you could put to the side as that build up over time, then you could really make a move. 6 months of grinding could change your life for the rest of your life or even a year. But let me go back to the scenario. You have a female and a guy, they in a relationship, or, pretty much same sex, whomsoever. They're in a relationship. And they say, you know what? What we gonna do is we gonna grind for the next 6 months to a year. We're not gonna party, we're not gonna hang out, we're not gonna blow all our money on drugs, we're not gonna blow all our money on, clothes. We're gonna buy food and we're gonna cook. We're gonna handle all of our responsibilities and we're gonna seek to put up as much as possible, right? So a person that's working and you have a partner that's working as well. And After taxes and everything, you bring home $600 a month. I mean, you bring home $600 a week. If you and your significant other, whomsoever they may be, y'all bringing home $600 a week a piece. That's $1,200 for the week. If y'all do some overtime and he's bringing in 900 for the week, you're bringing in 900 for the week. That's $1,800 for the week. Now let's go a step further. Let me pull out my calculator. $900 a week times 2 is $1,800, right? That's how much y'all came. That's how much y'all made, and that's we talking about working fast food restaurants. We talking about a couple that's working Amazon. We not talking about people that work for a Fortune 500 company that's making 90, $100,000 a year. We're not talking about that. We talking about just working basic jobs. We talking about putting your pride to the side and saying, you know what? I'm gonna grind because I got some plans. So you and your significant other, or you and your partner, you and one of your friends, you and one of your relatives, y'all decide, you know what? Listen, we gonna work and we gonna do this overtime. It don't matter if we tired. We gonna bust this out and let's see how much money we could save in 6 months just by putting all the money to the side. So both of y'all bring in 900 a week. That's $1,800 for the week, right? Now, when you do 18 times 4, because it's 4 weeks in a month, you got $7,200 that you just made in 1 month of you and somebody that you know, that you dealing with, that you have a relationship with, two people that are committed to the same goal. Now y'all two together, y'all got $7,200 in 1 month. If you living in low income, what your bills and expenses gonna be? See, when you got $7,200 coming in between two people, oh, it looks so much better now. Now you can afford a $2,000 mortgage. Now you can afford to pay car insurance for two people, which is $300 or $400 for two people. Because that's still only $2,400. Now you can afford to pay a $300 car note. 3 and 3 is 600. On top of 24, that's only $3,000. You still got additional $4,000 on the table. That's how much I made just by doing what's called using cooperative economics, meaning putting your head together with somebody else, coming up with a game plan, coming up with a goal, and saying, listen, man, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of living in the hood. I'm tired of living in a low income neighborhood. Man, I want to have a backyard with a pool. You understand me? I want to be in a nice, decent neighborhood where we ain't got to be looking over our shoulder. All it takes is people putting their heads together. But see, what's happening out there in society is people so strung out off of materialism where they spending every dollar they get on clothes. Some people like the Loud Pack, the Zaza, they like the Perkies. They spending so much money on drugs. Some people, as soon as they get a dollar, they want to spend $5. Do you know how many people that are broke before they even get their paycheck? Before they even get their paycheck, they broke. They didn't calculate it. Oh, I spent this money on Zaza. I spent this money on clothes. I spent this much money on a club. I spent this much money. Like, you're never gonna get ahead if you spend everything that you get. Um, this is what I would teach my kids. Exactly. Exactly. Look, every kid is not going to grow up in a situation where their parents are rich and well off. You understand? But if you teach kids the art of grinding it out, especially kids that are teenagers that live with their parents and they didn't got no bills, and you work with them and you help them get them a little job in a fast food restaurant or something like that, and they get their paycheck because they ain't got to pay no bills. Let's say they made 400 for the week. You let them spend 150. You put 250 up. Even if you gonna tax them and take 100 out and put 150 a month to the side for them for their savings. See how much money they got in 6 months in a year. They'll be able to buy their car without you helping them. I gotta find a job again, but school's starting up next week. Most jobs decline interviews on the spot if you're a teen. See, listen, Wavy Tyrone, look, let me give you some game now. Let me help you out. When you 15 years old, you could get a work permit. By law, you can work part-time, which means you could work 4 hours a day. You could work up to 20 hours a week. You can work 20 hours a week if you're a minor. So you can go to school, and then after you get out of school, you could go work a job for 3, 4 hours. Now, look, it's not going to be a whole lot of money, but you're not thinking about the amount of money that you're making right now. You're thinking about the amount of money that you're going to put up so that you can accomplish your goals. You understand what I'm saying? Because if you do that, if you go to school and you find you a part-time job where as soon as you get out of school, you go to work, you're going to work in Walmart, you're going to work in Target, you're going to work in one of these fast food restaurants, you got your work permit, you can work 4 hours a day, 20 hours a week. At 20 hours a week and you getting paid $16 an hour, let's do the math. 20 times 16 equal. That's $320 for the week that you made. That's for the week. Now times four equals. That's $1,300 for the month. So let's say out of that $1,300 that you done made for the month, you spend 500. Thug it out, grind it out. Live off of 500 for the month if you can, or seek to live off of half of the 1,300. And every week, every month, try to put away $500 and see where you go. And now, with you working and you going to school, you ain't got no time to be hanging out. You don't got no time to be caught up in nothing. Then after you get off of work, you know you got to get home so you can do your homework, do your studying, make sure that's on point, make sure your clothes and stuff ready for the following day, and you work your schedule like that. And then on the weekend, man, find you somebody that lives in your community, like an older individual, that got their own kind of business, own kind of employment, that will take you on painting jobs, will take you to cut some grass or whatever. Have the kind of mindset that you want to win. Because people gonna look at you being all dirty and have grass all over you, and you never having time to hang out. You looking busted. You not wearing Jordans. You not getting fly. People gonna laugh at you. And people like, look at this bum. But then do that for a whole year. And then now you take that money, you want to buy a car. You take that money and bust out with whatever car you want. Then now everybody gonna want to be your friend. So stop thinking about what other people are doing. And don't tell me you can't work because you go to school. Because school finished 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. You can work from 4 to 8. You understand what I'm saying? Look into getting your working papers and find out from your school by law how many hours are you able to work at your age. And I guarantee you, they're going to tell you, oh, yeah, you can work up to 4 hours a day. But that's where you start. Start the grind. Wavy, start your own business. Exactly. Shout out to Willow. Willow in the building, coming with some positive information, telling Wavy to start his own business, cut grass. Sweet like honey, gotta stack your money. You have to stack your money. You have to. Times is too hard right now. Gotta stack it. Wash cars, do whatever. Exactly. Get as many jobs as you can. You understand? Because money is the only thing that don't sleep. Dollar Tree is always hiring. That's an actual fact. Dollar Tree is always hiring. They always looking for kids, and sometimes some of these jobs, Big Lots is hiring. So I'll send them an email. Exactly. Big Lots will always hire kids. And see, the thing about it is that they know the labor laws and stuff like that. But because those jobs don't be having a lot of people working there, they would say, listen, this is what we're going to do. We're going to put you in the back. Deal with the stock room and making sure all the stock is in order and receiving all of the freight. And we'll let you work 6 hours a day. They'll even give you more hours. Get to that bag. Trust me when I tell you. Secure the bag, man. Sweet like honey. I spoke to the woman yesterday at Dollar Tree. She said, send him over. Exactly. Like, don't let your kids, and please, if you're younger individuals, don't be sitting in the house smoking Zaza all day playing video games. Go out there and get you some money. Don't get stuck. Get your life. Because all of the time that's passing in life, you're never going to be able to get that time back. So you better use it wisely. You got this, Wavy. Keep going. Exactly. And Wavy, we want you to keep us posted. You and Lil Tay, you motivate him. You motivated Light Skin Tay to come on the chat yesterday. You understand what I'm saying? So Lil Light Skin Tay values and respect you as an individual and respect your opinions. You told him, look, let's do this, and he got on the live. So that's somebody that's definitely going, y'all put your game plan together. Say, listen, bro, we gotta make this thing happen. Let's come up with an idea, you know. And if you don't got a vehicle, if you don't got transportation, then try to find you a job somewhere where you could go there, in walking distance, or you could take a Uber or Lyft or something like that. So you like, honey, big. In 3 years, Wavy, you can have 20K in the bank. Exactly. Just by stacking, like Willow said, Wavy, in 3 years, you can have 20K in the bank and you'll be 18. You got enough to put a down payment on a house. You're going to be set. Taco Bell was at my school today. They trying to get some of the kids interested. Exactly. And you want to know the good thing about Taco Bell, Wavy, is that they going to give you a job so you can make some money and you getting free food. That's a win-win. That's a win-win. You can't beat that. Learn to code. Hurt my arms, but yes, learn to code. Yes. Thank you for being in the building. Willow, we appreciate you being back, as well as Gabriel. Thank you for being in the building. Hopefully, you're doing good today. Hopefully, everything is well. I said a prayer for you before I got on the live. I'm gonna continue to pray that God work on your condition so that you could get some relief. So yeah, I definitely lifted you up in prayer. Denise said, Wavy, you are all right with me. Yeah. Look at this. And you got people in the chat that got love for you, Wavy Tyrone. And me and you got the same name. So don't play with it. Don't play with it. She like, honey, right? I told my son, grab a job and you can still go to college for pharmacy tech. Exactly. And see, when you teach kids, you know, the importance of having a job and having income when they're younger, they gonna have that same grounded spirit when they get older. A lot of parents, they pacify their kids. They say, okay, I'm gonna take care of the bills. I ain't gonna put too much responsibility on them because they got school and that's enough. I'm gonna wait till they get older, so that they could get their life. Listen, what you teach them now is what they gonna do when they get older. If you don't teach them to be motivated now, they're gonna be lazy when they get older. Don't think just because a person reaches a certain age that a light bulb just goes off and they transform into another individual. This is real life, it's not the movies. And it's sometimes the little things that count. Get them interested in hustling now. It's a lot of side gigs out there. It's a lot of, side opportunities. And when they have a job and when they have a hustle and they making their money and they see that they could buy whatever it is that they want, and listen, that's what motivates them to continue to go to school. I mean, that's what motivates them to continue to work. When they could purchase, they could use their own hard-earned money and purchase a car, or you as the parent, you go half on them because you matching their savings for motivation. So now they got a vehicle and now they got an opportunity to go further and get different jobs, and you don't got to worry about, always picking them up from work. So it's what we teach these kids, you know, the information that we as individuals share. And Wavy Tyrone, you can share that information with Tay. You can share that with information with other individuals in your age group and age bracket. You know what I'm saying? And y'all can really make it happen. Like, let that be the new wave. Because see, when I was younger, when I was, growing up and coming up, and I was in the streets because I was influenced, because of what it is that I saw and stuff like that. Um, it was about money back then, you know. We went to the streets for money because we was poor. You know what I'm saying? That the drugs was destroying the community. The parents was on drugs, so we hit the streets to get some money. And that's why we was out there doing what we do. But nowadays it's like this generation is they too comfortable being broke. It's like if they not scamming or they a rap artist, it's like they jacking. You know what I'm saying? Like it don't that don't make no sense. Gabriel, just got out of work. I'm a teacher, and thank you very much for your prayers. I'm humbled by the love of this little community. Yes, and this community have a lot of love for you, Gabriel. And I just want you to know, that I myself personally hold you up and pray. I'm pretty sure, some of our other fellow brethren and sisters, they hold you up and pray as well. We not just talking this, right? And yes, we are a little community right now and we're building, you understand? But this is the start of something great. We have no clue, we have no idea where, God is gonna take this chat. And these relationships that we building and that we fostering, we're creating a community, right here. We're creating a community. So we just gonna continue to do the Lord's work. And we're gonna ask for his blessings and his mercy. My kids tell me, Mom, you work hard and always supply for us. We want to buy you a house and take care of you. I said, oh, exactly. And, having those conversations, with the kids, like instead of always talking to them about the things that they want and the things that they need, drop little nuggets on them. And don't be too ashamed to go on Amazon and buy some books, so that you could teach your kids, so that you could learn some stuff, so that you could impart the information on your kids. Some of us got college degrees, some of us don't. Some of us is very educated, some of us are not. But if we're not, Amazon, you can order books. You could use your phone. Everybody got a phone. You could use your phone, Google how to make money. And then you just put in whatever your circumstances is. How to make money from home, how to make money if you only got a high school diploma, what I'm saying, side hustles. Look at that stuff. Buy you some books, educate yourself, and make it happen. Denise. Yes, Gabriel, Matthew 18 and 20, where two or more are gathered in my name, there I am in the midst of them. Exactly. And this is what it is that we want people to know and understand. This is the importance of coming together as a community. Because if God see us all lean into the positive, trust and believe, God is going to open some eyes, God is going to open some ears, and God is going to speak through us, certain individuals that's in the chat, and going to give some information that somebody in his chat could use to better themselves. You know, that's also sweet. I do. Okay, you kids sound really sweet. Glad you're raising them right. Yeah, and you little bro, Wavy Tyrone. So we want to make sure that we're gonna be there for you as well. I'm about to share some other information with y'all. I just want to go through the comments real quick. The Bezos letter. I personally don't like Bezos, but that's a good read right there. Yeah, the Bezos is a good read. I have my library is so extensive. I have so many books here. I could recommend a lot of books for y'all. Um, thanks, Tyrone. I'm here for you too. Right. So look. So now let me give y'all some more game, right? Let me give y'all some more information, right? Um, y'all gonna love this. Get y'all some popcorn. Hit the like button. If you ain't hit the like button yet, hit the like button. I'm finna give y'all some game changing information. All right. I'm finna give y'all some game changing information. I've been trying to eat the same old mess since the live started 92 minutes ago. So I'm gonna try to get this so I can soothe my throat a little bit and drink some tea. So y'all be patient with me. If anybody got to use the bathroom, go ahead, use the bathroom. You want to grab something to drink, you want to grab something to snack on, do that real quick and then pull back up because I have some game changing information that I'm about to drop on you. Some game changing information. You don't want to miss it. Trust me when I tell you. I'm not going away. I'm gonna sit right here. I just want to eat this mint to soothe my throat and drink a little bit of this tea, and then I'm gonna share it with you, right? So if anybody need to use the bathroom or you got to do anything, like definitely do that. Wavy Tyrone, listen to this, and this is gonna be specifically for you too. I'm going to give you some life changing games, some life changing information. Okay, go ahead, sweet like honey, do your thing. Y'all need to stretch or whatever. Go ahead, do that. And the next three, it's 11:30. By 11:33, we're gonna be back in the groove. I just want to pop this minute, drink some tea real quick, so my throat don't be too crazy. Mhm. I'm about to give it to y'all. Y'all about to get some real good life-changing information. Oh, you want me to play the music? Why, certainly. Let me let y'all hear a song. Let's see what we got here. And that's what I'm gonna do. Intermission, I'll play a song. Um, let's go with this. Stuck in my head. Fuck. Yeah. Let me turn the volume up. Fuck you been at? Tell me more. Why you smile like that? Why you looking like that? Why you acting like that? Tears in my eyes while I'm leaving. It's so much history. This shit try to get to me. Twisting me. It's over officially. But the truth still a mystery. Like you a real bitch to me. And the kids that got caught up in the crossfire. And we both love and put nothing above them but the lies that don't hug them. You can see the scorch are hot like a oven. Where the accident? Call you over where the cabinet at. Say you love me, you're so cap, so alphabetical. Us ended so prophetical. Ricky hit the knives in the kitchen all the time. She was missing popping up at 6 in the morning. Like. Stuck in my head, stuck in my head. Yeah. Want to live, lust in again. She told me a dream and she called it love. You really got me fucked up and I ain't even gotta lie about it. I crashed out and I could die about it. See, I ain't heard him lie about it. Just a stupid nigga ego, but the truth is we split like the Migos. No longer look like a casino, parted ways like Brooklyn and Encino. Sound like it's thanks and I'm Cheeto, like the R&B song I always fall for your type. Like what you think I ran into you in the bar, like what you drinking, chop it up like old time, but trying to like the old vibe. Even when they get was so dry. It was dry when I walked away. I couldn't look like the hustling. I'm cracking. I ain't trying to get strong. T-Pain, I'm strong. Cause you always been the one. Stuck in my head. Stuck in my head. Watching again. Lust in Yes, yes, yes. Um, yes, yes, yes. Yeah, that was me rapping. That was music I recorded between the years 2019 and 21. I recorded a couple of songs in 2022. It was something that I was gonna do at one time. Something I was really, really interested in doing. However, I switched gears. So, I play the music because I never released it, never dropped the music. Um, so that's no longer my desire to be a recording artist. It was at one time, you know. So okay, so listen for this life-changing information. Y'all ready? And if you got your phone, of course you got your phone with you. I just want you to jot a couple of things down. It's just two things I want you to jot down. It's not a lot, right? Um, so first, jot down what's called life insurance policies. That's the first thing I want y'all to write down. Life insurance policies. 'Cause, And the second thing I want you to write down is IULs. IULs. Okay? Jot those down. Life insurance policies and IULs. I'm going to give you some life-changing information right now. I'm going to give you some nuggets. I'm going to give you some jewels that you're going to be able to use for the rest of your life. Okay. Because I wanted to give you an opportunity to write that down real quick. Wavy Tyrone said, all right. If you wrote it down, set it off like Wavy Tyrone and just throw an I in the chat real quick. Throw an I in the chat. Because remember, we all a work in progress. And, I know and I understand, some of that music have cuss words in it. It's the thing is, while I'm getting ready for live, or if I'm gonna have certain breaks or whatever, if you play other people music, you get a copyright strike. You know, they want to strike your channel. So me playing my own music can't get a copyright strike. Okay, so yes, so we got Wavy Tyrone, we got Tom Hardy, as well as we got Denise. I got the thumbs up. Anybody else got an opportunity to jot that down quick? Life insurance policies and IULs. IULs with the S on the end. I'm gonna break it down to you, and then y'all can do some further research, and I can expound on it at another time. Okay, LaMike Harris got it. I okay, Gabriel got it. I just 15 more seconds. Anybody else that need time to jot it down? Um, life insurance policies. Number one and number two, IULs with the S on the end. IULs. Okay, I exactly, Denise. It's okay to say I, because we want to be inclusive of everybody that's in the community. We want to let people know, like, okay, yeah, people that believe in the word and believe in God, like we're down to earth, as well. Um, and when you're approachable, when you're the kind of person that's approachable, trust you me, you can have conversation with anybody. Okay, so I'm not gonna hold you up, right? So now we're gonna start with life insurance policies first, and I'm going to go through brief because I don't want nobody I don't want to make the information too in depth where I lose people or become too technical, So I'm going to brief it. I'm going to give it to you in nuggets over the course of the next couple of days. I'm going to give it to you in nuggets. And before Friday or Saturday, trust and believe, you're going to know what this is. Okay, so the thing about life insurance policies, for one, everybody need a life insurance policy because a life insurance policy is what covers a person's expenses when they pass away, right? So you know how some people, they be doing GoFundMe for they folk when they folk pass away. That's because they don't got a life insurance policy. Now, when you take out a life insurance policy, it's different amounts that you could pay monthly. So that will be called monthly payment amounts. And then the monthly payment amounts offer you a certain amount of coverage. So now let me stop right there and let me explain exactly what that is. And I'm going to give you an example. You could get a life insurance policy that have a $250,000 coverage policy, right? Or they call it death benefit. In order for you to get a $250,000 policy, sometimes you're only paying $30, $40, $60 a month. So in paying $60 a month, any event something happens to you, or you can take out a life insurance policy for somebody else, and you could be paying $60 a month, and that's going to provide $250,000 coverage in the event that something happens to them. Let me tell you why that's important. Because first and foremost, a lot of people pass away, and because they don't have coverage, they folk got to do a GoFundMe for them, right? Now, if you have a life insurance policy for somebody or for yourself, in the event that something happened, whoever you label your beneficiary is the person that's going to receive the benefits, the person that'll receive the $250,000, right? Now, if something happens to whoever have that policy, the person that they gonna name somebody to receive those benefits, and it's gonna say, okay, so I took out a policy. If something happened to me, then Keisha is going to get $250,000. Now you could break that up. If you got kids, you could name your 3 kids as the beneficiary, and you could break that 250,000 up amongst them. So if something happens to you, okay, they get $80,000 a piece, and then it's going to be a certain amount in there that's going to cover burial expenses, right? Let me follow me. Now, let's say you take out a life insurance policy for 4 people, and you paying $60 a month, which is 6, 12, 18, 24. That's $240 a month. You got 4 $250,000 life insurance policies. 250, 250, 250, 250. You got $1 million worth of coverage for $240 a month. I want that to soak in. And if anybody have any questions, answer the questions. And after I say this last part, then I'm going to go back and I'm going to do some additional explaining. So now you take out insurance policy for 4 people. That's $1 million worth of coverage, right? The thing about life insurance policies is a lot of people don't know that life insurance policies are not only in the event that somebody dies and you could collect that money. There's another way that those insurance policies can be used that I'm going to explain to you so that you can understand the importance of having a life insurance policy. So now you have a $250,000 insurance policy on 4 people. So those 4 policies is $1 million, right? 250,000, 250,000 is 500,000, 250,000, 250,000 is $1 million. You literally got access to $1 million by paying $240 a month. If I'm lying, I'm flying. And I ain't seen a bird all day. That's why I wanted y'all to write it down so y'all can go back and y'all can look at life insurance policy. Anything I tell you, do your own independent research. I'm not the kind of individual that I say something and I want you to believe what I say like it's gospel. I'm not going to tell you nothing wrong. I'm not going to steer you in the right direction, but I still want you to do your own independent research. I'm just going to give you the goods. Okay. So now with this $1 million of insurance policy, it could be you got a policy for you, for your significant other, or it could be you got a policy for you and for your brother and 2 of your kids, or it could say you got a policy for you, your sister, and a couple of your other siblings. Wavy Tyrone have a question. Can you get this insurance as a minor? If you want to take out a life insurance policy of your own, then you have to be a certain age. If you have an adult, somebody that you trust, where they will do the paperwork for the life insurance policy and you'll have all the information, you could do that as well. You understand? You can do that as well. I'm not trying to teach you nothing crooked. I'm just seeking to let you know that there's 1,000,001 ways to do anything. And in the event, if you can't do it now, Wavy Tyrone, you can compile all of the research. Like if you don't have nobody you trust, over the next couple of years until you of the age where you're able to take out a life insurance policy for yourself, then you could take out a life insurance policy for you as well as your little sister. And you could even take out a life insurance policy for another one of your relatives. You own the policies. They don't even know those policies exist. because you the one took out the policies. So if you want to quickly put yourself in a position where you're worth about $750,000, take out 3 life insurance policies paying $60 a month per each. That's only $180. I want to get a policy for my sister if something happened. Exactly. And now you got policies where you could be paying $150 a month and you could have $1 million worth of coverage. So you could look into the different options. Okay. So now let me further expound. The reason why you want to have these life insurance policies, because most people only understand that the money is going to be used to bury somebody that passed away, and then people gonna split the rest of it. Most people only understand that. A lot of people don't understand that you could use those policies, you could withdraw money from those policies while you are living, because your life insurance policy can act as your personal bank. Every life insurance policy have what's called a maturity date, right? The maturity date means you pay into the insurance policy for this amount of time. After that amount of time, whoever owns those life insurance policies can borrow against those policies. So now let me put it to you like this. Let's say you got 3 life insurance policies, each with $250,000 worth of coverage. When you add that up, that's $750,000. Let's say if they tell you those life insurance policies is going to take 10 years to mature. What that means is in 10 years, you can borrow against that $750,000 as much as you want. You could use that money to buy a house. You could use that money to start a business. You could use that money for anything you want. What I would say is, if you're going to borrow against those policies, make sure that you borrowing against those policies to upgrade your life, and not to splurge, not to look important, or not to, look fancy. Make sure you're doing it for that reason, right? The second thing is that they have another thing called maxing out your policy, meaning you don't have to wait until the policy is mature where you're able to borrow against it. You can do what's called speed it up, right? You can do what's called speed it up, where you could pay more money to max out the policy so that that money becomes available to you sooner than the 10 years. And that's when you're dealing with IULs. Willow said you telling him to but put himself in debt. Um, so so in essence, what I'm saying is a lot of people don't understand that making $1 million or becoming a millionaire, the only difference between those that have 1 million and those that don't have 1 million is their access to the amount of information that they have. And life insurance policies have so many other different functions. Like, let me give you an example. You can use a life insurance policy to create generational wealth for your family. Let me tell you how. The same way we were just talking about taking out a life insurance policy and paying a certain amount of money so you can have a certain amount of coverage. Let's say if you got a policy and you paying $150 a month for $1 million worth of coverage. Let's say you do that 4 times, right? So you paying 150 4 times, which is $600 a month. You got $4 million worth of policies. You got $4 million in monetary value, right? You could then put those life insurance policies into what's called a trust. I'll come back and explain to you what a trust is. I'm just going to explain to you the process. You could take the $4 million worth of policy that you have, put it into what's called a trust. And that trust will invest the amounts of those policies into stocks and bonds and stuff like that to grow you money. You understand what I'm saying? And then now, let's say if somebody who you have a policy for, if they pass away, then guess what? That money is owned by the trust. So now with that trust, the trust have specific instructions that listen, any money that's owned by this trust is to be used to do A, B, and C for the family. That this money could never be taken away from the family. This money can be used to buy properties or businesses, and the proceeds from the properties or the businesses belongs to the trust. So your family, your children, whomsoever, you can use the money from the trust to buy homes that your family could live in. When they pass away, those houses are owned by the trust. And then the next people in your family now, they could live in the house, they could live in the house, they could live in the house, they could live in the house. It would never be no dispute or disagreement in terms of who owned those properties. And those properties could never be sold by an individual. They belong to the trust. And you have what's called an executor of the trust, meaning the one who controls the trust. That person is supposed to make the decisions according to what's written and give them guidance and directions in terms of what they could do. So if they want to sell a house because that house went up in value, all of the money that they get from the sale of that house, it has to go into the trust. It could be a clause in the trust that says if they decide they're going to sell the house, because you can make X and X amount of money, then the proceeds go into the trust, and some of that money have to be used to purchase another home, which is also going to be owned by the trust. So with that little bit of information right there, and again, y'all do your own independent research. And I'm gonna share with you more money. I'm gonna share with you more information in regards to this, because if you want to create generational wealth, this is the way to do so. If you want to become a millionaire, if you want to be a millionaire on paper, this is what you do. So instead of going and spend $600 for eating out during the month, you could spend $600, and this is for Mike Harris. If you got say $400, that you could spare every month, you could take that $400, Lamike Harris, and you could purchase insurance policies, one for yourself and one for your kids. You understand what I'm saying? And then you pay into that every month. So in the event something happens to you, them kids is covered. And if you go a step further and you learn about that policy maturing, or you learn how to speed up the maturity date to where you got access to that money, then you become your own bank. Or those insurance policies now become the family's bank. It's no different than going into a bank and borrowing money, using that money to do whatever it is that you're going to do. And after you make a profit, you get a bank their money back. So if you use the policies after they mature to loan money to your family or loan money to people to start businesses, then guess what? When they got to pay you, make payments back to you, that's going to go back into that insurance policy. And now you become a family bank. So that's the importance, or that's a way that you could get ahead by using life insurance policies. And whether y'all know it or not, a lot of us, y'all, we hear the word trust all the time, or sometimes we hear, living trust, this kind of trust, that kind of trust. These kids are trust fund babies. Probably heard that term before, trust fund babies. All that means is that their parents put money in a trust for them. Because when you put money in a trust for yourself or for your family, that money that's in a trust can be invested, can be invested, or it can be put into other things that could generate money, and that money continue to build on the trust. because nobody have access to it to spend it. So that money is just gonna keep rolling over, rolling over, rolling over, rolling over, rolling over. So now let's say for instance, you want to open a business, you want to start a business. Somebody have a business and they looking for somebody to be a partner and they need a certain amount of money and you giving them that certain amount of money, now you're a 50-50 partner in that business. It don't necessarily have to be people that you know. You understand? You can learn how to invest into businesses. You get what I'm saying? And you can use the money from life insurance policies to become an investor, to buy percentages of businesses. And the smartest thing about that is like, yo, if you got people like, for instance, when Starbucks, the coffee shop, when Starbucks was first introduced to the public, Starbucks was looking for investors, looking for people to put money in. Magic Johnson, basketball player, was one of those people that put money into Starbucks. Because he invested money early on, he owned a percentage of Starbucks. And now that it became a $1 billion company, now like that man, his initial investment, the money that he initially put into there, it's worth a whole lot more now. You understand? So um do y'all due diligence, look up life insurance policies and look up IULs. Just Google it, you know? And then you could go a step further and you could go to Amazon and you could purchase a book. I have many books on life insurance policies and how to use them and the benefits of them and every. I have many books on that. I could tomorrow in the chat, because I don't want to go all the way upstairs and grab it right now. So tomorrow in the chat, for whoever's interested, what I can do is I can recommend specific books that teach you so much about life insurance policies. And all you got to do is take 30 minutes a day out your day and just reading it. Keep reading about it, reading about it, reading about it, reading about it so that you understand it. If it take you 6 months of reading, if it take you a year of reading, but once you read it to a point that you understand it and you see all of the things that you can do with it, you can be like, yo, Tyrone Hunter, I appreciate you. You made me rich for the rest of my life. Because that's what it will do. It will make you rich for the rest of your life. No, it's not a quick get rich scheme. This is what's called a financial plan. And most people that go to work or that have a hustle that's making money, the only thing that they're doing is they getting up every day, going to work or doing their hustle, making their money. They're not planning nothing with that money. They're not planning, okay, when I'm 60 years old, 70 years old, and 80 years old, and I can't work a job no more, am I going to have money to take care of my expenses? See, most people are not looking at that. You understand? So that's why understanding what life insurance policies is about, how they can work for you, is essential for you to know. And then by researching that, it's going to tell you about so many different other things. It's going to tell you about investing, what different companies to invest in that you can make the most money, stable companies that you can do, but invest a certain amount every month. And, by this time, 15, 20, 25, 30 years down the line, you have X and X amount of money. That money you're going to need when you older. You understand? You're going to need that money when you older. So I implore everybody on here to look into insurance policies and IULs. And when you get a couple of dollars, 10, 15, 20 bucks, look on Amazon and see how much the books cost. I'm going to drop the title of some books tomorrow in the chat that I have myself personally, right? This is not sponsored. I'm not sponsored by no company. I'm not getting paid to do this. This is me giving you free game. This is me giving you free information. This is me telling you, just like I told you a second ago, Wavy Tyrone, how you could start with nothing, how you could be dead broke, how you could be in a hood, How you could come from, the urban area, impoverished area, and you don't have nothing. But just by you making smart moves, meaning by starting somewhere, starting small, working in Taco Bell, working in McDonald's, Burger King, Pizza Hut, wherever, you could work those jobs. And because you discipline yourself in terms of spending, because you have a goal, over the course of 6 months to a year, you can have a bag. The same bag these dudes be pulling out and be stunting with. Oh, yeah, I got me a 20 ball. I got me a 10 ball. I got me a 50 ball. Listen, you could do the same thing hustling legit. You see what I'm saying? And then knowing about this insurance policy, you could start a few insurance policies where on paper you already a millionaire. You worth millions. And just learn the maturity date, and learn all of the different ways in which you could, utilize those policies. Learn how you could accelerate the policies so you have access to the money sooner. So, which means when you take out your insurance policy, you have to take out specific ones. You got to take out the kind of insurance policy that gives you the ability to borrow against the policy. See, some people just take out insurance policy just to cover their death benefits because they don't know, they don't understand, they don't realize that if you paying $250 a month for $1 million insurance policy, we don't want nothing to happen to you, but say in the event something happened to you, that means your folks got $1 million. Or if you take out an insurance policy for somebody and something happened to them, you the beneficiary of the policy, you got $1 million. So we got to stop feeling like, yo, we don't know. You know what I'm saying? This is gonna be the littest chat. This is gonna be the livest area. This is gonna be the livest channel on YouTube. And y'all here at the beginning, and the group is still small enough where I can share with y'all a whole lot of information as well as I can see and be able to respond to some of y'all comments and some of the things that y'all have to say. But when the chat get bigger and deeper and longer and stuff like that, may not have the same opportunity. So I want to share a lot of information with y'all right now on the onset. And Willow, I see your name kept popping up. You was asking a lot of questions, so I'm gonna go back right now and answer some of those questions. Denise said, "Understand. Thank you, brother, for sharing this." Yes, no problem, sister. No problem. Because this is the kind of information. You know how many? If you got people that's willing to work together, that's solid. That's why it's important to have morals, values, standards, and principles about yourself. And then you deal with people that have morals, values, principles, and standards. Because if you got 5 or 6 people, imagine you got 10 people that's willing to put their heads together and do some stuff. Man, listen, y'all be millionaires in no time. So I'm gonna teach y'all a lot of. I want to teach y'all a lot of information, stuff that I know, and stuff that I put into effect and I put into practice. And this is all stuff I learned. I learned myself. I teach myself what it is that I want to know. So I never went to college. I got a high school diploma, but you could put me in front of college professors and I give them a run for their money. That's an actual fact. Because I've done it. The wealth of knowledge and information I have up here is something out of this world. So I'm gonna share with y'all a lot of what I know, right? In the hopes that y'all do your own independent research, y'all look into it, and if it makes sense for you to do, then you do it. Otherwise, you're gonna be paying money into Social Security and you know into retirement funds, which they cool, they good, but I don't know if y'all heard, but they said by the year 2035 that in the United States that it's gonna be no such thing as Social Security, because all of the people that's getting older now, like the people from the 50s, that now they're coming of age to collect their benefits now, all of those people is gonna suck the money dry because the cost of living is so much higher now. So we paying into Social Security and we may not even be getting nothing out of it. So you have to do some long-term planning. You have to do some life planning. You get what I'm saying? You have to. You have to understand more than just the information that we learned in school. You have to know more than the information that you was taught by your parents or certain loved ones. You got to continue to access information. You got to be able to look at life and see what direction life is going into in the future. And you have to start learning certain skills and certain trades now so that you'll still be able to have a job in the future. You know? Okay. So Willow is asking a lot of questions. Willow is very inquisitive. You telling him to put him in debt. I'm telling him to get in debt. Okay, so when you finance a car, that's debt. When you have a credit card with a certain limit, that's debt. Um, if you have a mortgage on a house, that's debt. Um, only broke people look at debt as a bad thing. You understand? Rich people use debt all day, every day to create wealth. So you got to understand debt. I could teach you some things about debt that'll make your head spin. But even in the UK, let me tell you, see now, let me tell you something that I know you can do because you're in the UK, right? So I can't remember the name of it. Oh, council, right? Isn't it true that in the UK that you could purchase properties and you could rent it out to the council because the council provide housing for people that are less fortunate or people that need somewhere to live, especially people that was homeless or people living in certain conditions. Don't the council give them a place to stay? And if you're a person that own a home that you can rent your house out to the council, or you can have properties and the council can actually utilize your properties to place people in them so you can make money as a landlord. Isn't that something that you could do in the UK? I got a little bit of information about a whole lot of things. So you may not even know that. So I'll just share that with you. I would suggest to buy a house, a rundown house, and work on it and sell, pay it back, and take profit to get another and do the same and keep doing. See, that information, let me tell y'all what Willow said. Willow said, I would suggest you buy a house, a ran down house, and work on it and sell, pay it back, and take profit to get another and do the same and keep going until you buy one outright. Look, listen, that's what so many people are doing nowadays that are in real estate. And if you see what's going on in the world right now, a lot of people are defaulting on their mortgages. They can't afford it because of inflation here in the United States. A lot of people that rent, a lot of people are getting evicted or coming up for eviction because they can't afford the rent nowadays. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that was something that worked some years ago and it's something that worked in certain areas, but that's not something that guarantees you wealth. And then you buy a house and you fix it up. You got to have a buyer. You got to have somebody to buy it. Where are you going to get the money from? Where do you get the money from to put down on that house? And then after you got the house, where do you get the money from to put into fixing up and repairing a house? See, when you come with certain comments, you got to be able to tell us that. What you saying, it sounds good, but tell me where the money coming from to be able to do it. Don't trust anyone with your money. That's poor thinking. That's poor thinking. Because if you put your money in a bank, you trusting somebody with your money. Bless. So Willow, I understand you got a lot that you want to say. I understand a lot that you want to share, but got to make it make sense. Work for your money. Don't trust anyone to get you there. Yeah, okay. But most people got bank accounts, so trust the bank, right? The bank is using our money to lend out to other people and they making a profit while we getting 7 cents on the dollar. So you got to learn how to be a bank. Like if you understood the science of banks, then you would be a step ahead in life. The banks, what they do is they hold everybody money in a safe place and charge you to keep it there. That's how banks exist. You understand? So they using your money to make a profit. So if they're able to do something like that by law, then there has to be a way for you to be able to do something like they're doing, which is legal to ensure your financial security. Now look back at 2008 and what you saying will bust him. Bruh, insurance policies are still going. Man, listen, you know what? You if you listen, you'll learn something. Willow, you're just talking. And it's you spend a lot of time in the pub. So it's I spend most of my time educating myself, you know? So you're talking what you think and what you feel. I'm telling actual facts. I'm giving concrete things and information that people could use to become successful in life. You know, people in the U.S. don't realize how bad people in other countries want to learn English. So every U.S. citizen is a potential English teacher, by the way. Yes, yes. And look, even people that are going to school right now, and this is also something that Wavy Tyrone and Light Skin Tager use. See, like right about now, because you have so many people from Hispanic countries coming into the United States, almost every job almost every job needs an interpreter. Almost every business needs an interpreter, you know? So just by when y'all going to school right now, Wavy Tyrone and Light Skin Tay, while y'all going to school, or anybody that's going to school, or anybody that have time, listen, learn you some Spanish, you know? Learn you some Spanish. Then you could be an interpreter. Interpreters get paid a whole lot of money. And there's so many different fields where you can get a job in just by being bilingual or learning another language. Just because you're a millionaire on paper don't make you a millionaire. Um, you can also put that money on a Vanguard mutual fund. Yes, see, Vanguard mutual funds are some of the best because that's considered one of those high yield. That's considered one of those high yield investments. Just like you got high yield savings accounts. A high yield savings account and putting money in a high yield savings account, you'll get more money than you put in your money in a bank. Facts, brother, coming from a teacher, a college degree is worthless. Is the goal is to make money or become an entrepreneur. Yes. See, let me tell y'all something about jobs. A good comment, Gabriel. Um, so jobs are what everybody need to sustain themselves, right? So when you have a job, that job allows you to take care of your bills, responsibilities, take care of your family, take care of your expenditures. But you should be learning something else on the side or have a side hustle, have a side gig, have a backup plan, have something else that you're doing to generate additional money. So in this way, you're totally and fully secure. Because one of the hardest things to experience that a lot of people experience is they put all their blood, sweat, and tears into these companies. They make these companies so much money, make these companies so successful, and then one day you wake up and your company say, we no longer need your services. And you still got all these bills and expenses, and you got to figure it out. Tyrone, there are times that we have to let people go. Yeah, Matthew 10:13. If the house be worthy, let your peace come upon you. It But if it be not worthy, let your peace come back unto you. Yeah, I think ahead. I think ahead. And trust and believe, Denise. I'm right there with you. Because see, I'm taking out my time to share valuable information with people that, if you do the research, you'll see what I'm saying is on the money. You know, so anybody that's quick to talk instead of listening and then going and do their research, then we know what kind of people we dealing with. I'm telling you, like, okay, well, you could do the research and you'll come to see and find out what I'm saying is 100% true. And I'm here on the chat every day at 10 o'clock. So if I'm telling you that you can make certain moves to put yourself in a certain position, I can't be lying to you. I can't be pulling your leg because I'm giving you the opportunity to go research it. And then if you come in here on the chat or you come in on the live stream when I'm in the building, then you're gonna come here and you either gonna say one or two things. Yo, I've been looking into what you're saying and it makes sense and you're 100% correct. Or yo, I've been looking into what you were saying and it's cap. You're talking about something for no reason. I wouldn't make something up like that. We could have talked about a whole lot of other things, you know. But I generally want people to be successful, and a lot of people that are successful, if you look at so many people that they have YouTube pages, or they have Instagram pages, or they have Facebook pages. What is they doing? They telling you to pay X and X amount of money for a course that would teach you the stuff that I'm telling you for free, you know. And I understand why they do that, because see, when you give people free information, more often than not, they don't use it. But when people have to pay for certain information, they're vested. You understand what I'm saying? So they're more likely to seek to do something with it if they have to pay for it. You know, keep God first is a financial plan as well. Exactly. Keeping God first is the best plan, you know, and God is going to lead you, guide you, and direct you. So he directed some of y'all to this chat where y'all getting this information. I'm 38, my car is paid, and my house is paid. Okay, your car is paid and your house is paid. Nice. Mhm. What does that mean? Become a millionaire, but for the glory of Jesus Christ of Nazareth, and your wealth will be blessed. Yes. So the reason why I utilize the term millionaire is because um so many people think being a millionaire is so far out of reach, you know? Or some people think being a millionaire is so significant when it's not, you know? It's something that's easily accomplishable. And why $1 million? Because, okay, they have what's called life calculators, right? Where you can calculate your age right now, and you could say, you could tell them, calculate what's gonna be my monthly cost of living when I get this age, like say 10 years, 20 years, or 30 years down the line. So right now, the current cost of living in the United States, yearly, let me see if I remember. They say there was a time, that they said that when you get older, if you had $1 million, you will be able to live comfortably for the rest of your life. Like say that's taking into consideration you retire when you're 65. So they say from the time you're 65 until the time you pass away, that if you had $1 million, you can live comfortable for the rest of your life. That's just paying off your bills and expenses, monthly living conditions without any more income coming in. That's no longer the same. So nowadays, you got to know how much money you're going to need to be able to survive when you get older. And that's why financial planning is important. And this is why rich people continue to get richer. You understand what I'm saying? And they families continue to increase their wealth because they know things about life insurance policy. They know the benefits of owning businesses. They know the benefits of using trust and things of that nature. You know. Thanks, appreciate you, Tom. Um, you make a little money back year by year by keeping your money in the bank. Yeah, but see, Wavy Tyrone, the bank, you get 7 cents on a dollar. You understand? When you put your money in the bank, you get 7 cents on a dollar. When a bank loans your money to somebody else, they loaning it to them for 16 cents on a dollar or 17 cents on a dollar, depending on the person's credit, you know? So they using your money, making 17 cents on a dollar, they giving you 7 cents and they keeping 9 cents. So, money, I mean, your money is secure, but they making the money off your money. So you might as well learn how to make the money off of your own money. Matter of fact, it's not even poor money. They're printing money every day, so currency loses value every single day unless we either invest it or use it wisely. Exactly. Exactly. Denise said the name Willow symbolizes in the Bible those that are neither learned nor possessed good deeds. See? Don't talk down to me when I have something to show for my life. Um, this is great information, past food for thought. Thank you. And there it is, your next move, charging your flock for your information. Gabriel, your car and house are paid. I measure my wealth with time and health. We can lose what we have in a blink of an eye. Only by the grace of God is that we open our eyes. Okay, so let's do something. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, and I seek to exercise patience. I seek to exercise restraint. I seek to deal with things intelligently. And I said to myself yesterday, and I said to myself today, that if Willow came with the same kind of energy, that I was gonna block him. And yeah, I removed him from the channel. So Willow is, as of right now, blocked from the channel. Yeah, Willow no longer exists. So all of Willow's messages are kapoof, go bye-bye, as well as the fact that now he no longer have access to the channel. See, this is the thing about some people, you know, is that they don't realize that they are their own worst enemy. You know, here it is. We have a very positive atmosphere and environment, you know, um, and we're seeking to learn one from another, teach things to each other, encourage each other, and just have good vibes. And some people are so self-absorbed, they're so arrogant, they're so full of and stuck on themselves, and they think that it's all about them. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people in this chat, people who watch the videos who may be, secure in life, or who may just be happy with their life, period. But it's not to throw it up in nobody else's face. It's not to taunt anybody else. It's not to, you know, seek to discredit information that you hear, especially if you don't know much about it. And see, Willow lives in the UK and he's from the UK. So when I'm speaking about that, may work over here in the United States, he had very little knowledge of, because, there's a difference in information. There's a difference of things over there that can bring you financial success versus, the United States. So it's like to constantly go on, with these comments and stuff like that is like unnecessary. And I didn't appreciate the fact yesterday that that he blocked Sweet Like Honey, when a lot of things he was saying was very offensive, and we was tolerant with him, you know. Um and it just said a lot about his character. You 36 years old, you get mad at a female and you block her, you know but you up here saying all of this wild, crazy, off the charts things. You up here trying to challenge me when, why seek to challenge me? You know, I'm up here trying to do a good deed. I'm just seeking to create an atmosphere that's going to be good vibes, and an environment where people that are believers could come into the chat, and we could have a place where we could kick it with each other. We could learn some things. We can grow. We can build as individuals. If we going through something, we have a community of people that understand where we coming from, and will show us love, will seek to encourage us. So this is what we're trying to build here. And I guess maybe Willow in his life, he feel like he got it all figured out, and that's it. So God bless him. We sought to give him an opportunity. Wavy Tyrone said Willow 38 years old, yet he holding grudges like he a second grader. Right. And I could just imagine, the relationships that he have with people. And people like that, they get older and they be miserable and lonely. You know, he talking about he like going to the bars where people be fighting and stuff at. You're 38 years old, so you're gonna go there and risk. And I know a little bit about London, not a lot, but in London, come on, man, you will get stabbed real quick. The boys out there play with knives like no tomorrow, and especially dealing with them pubs, dealing with them bars, man. That's what they do. They go to bars and they be fighting like the whole bar be fighting. Mess around, get stabbed or get your teeth knocked out, get your head split open, like so. But that's his life. We gonna pray for him. It's just this wasn't the environment for him. We give everybody an opportunity, but sometimes if a person is gonna disrupt the natural flow and the natural order of things, then we have to kindly remove them. Because wisdom is better than silver and gold. May he have an encounter with God and find peace. Yeah. God is some of what he listened to in his chat, I guarantee you, at one time or another during his life, he gonna be like, man, some of what they was talking about in that chat and the vibe that I got, just being a part of that chat and a part of that community, I can't find that nowhere. And the only way he gonna be able to get back in here is like if he create a whole nother page. But the Lord said, know a man by thy works, right? Isn't that what the Bible said, Denise? Isn't that what the Bible said, Tom Hardy? The Bible said, ye shall know man by thy works. What does that mean? You'll know a person by the work that they do. You'll know a person by the attitude that they have, by the character that they have, by the disposition that they have. So all you got to do is listen to people enough and you'll get a clear idea as to, who they are and what they're about, you know? And Willow is just a selfish individual. He's about self, but now he has all the time in the world to be by himself, and we're just going to continue on. And we're going to wish him well. We're going to pray that God unharden his heart before it's too late. Thank you. The information you're saying can still apply to the UK. I read as you were speaking on the subject. Those details still apply here, brother. Yes, exactly. And Tom Hardy, for you being in the UK, you know about the council, and that the council provide homes to like homeless, to unfortunate, to people that was in certain situations. You understand? And those, and so if you have properties, and that's how a lot of people are making money over there in the UK. So I don't know if you're doing it now, but you could take out a mortgage on a property, and you could rent it out to the council, and then the council is going to put somebody in there and is going to be paying way way more than what you owe in mortgage. So that's a way to make money over there in the UK. you know LOL, Wavy Ty, you are right, bro. Yeah, and Wavy Ty is like he's 15 years old and he got way more sense than Willow. That brother, he just, he gotta shake some of what came upon him. Denise Vineyard said, it's all right to have opinion, but it's another thing when someone's character is constantly under attack. Just saying. Yeah, Denise, and I'm not going to allow somebody to stay in the chat that's going to make, the majority of people feel uncomfortable. I could deal with almost any personality. But, again, we're seeking to build something that can be very, very beneficial, can be very life changing for a whole lot of people. You know, Gabriel said I have to leave. God bless you. God bless you as well, Gabriel. Have a blessed evening. May the Lord continue to keep his hands over you. May he continue to work on your condition to relieve you from the pain and the discomfort that you may be feeling. And may you wake up in the morning and have a blessed day tomorrow. And we look forward to seeing you again. So God bless. Denise Benyon said, recall Jesus was hungry and went to pick from a tree that didn't produce food. And he said he cut it down and throw it to the fire because it's worthless. Right, right. And these chats, we learn a lot, you know, about different people, different characteristics, different situations, you know, just by having conversations and just by some of the people that interact here. Look, it says, um, a wise man is a teacher to a few, right? But everybody's a teacher to a wise man. Why do you think a wise man is wise? Because he learns from everything and everybody. He keeps an open mind, you know? He keeps an open mind. And once you close your mind off and once you close your heart off, that's the beginning of a slow death, you know? When you close your mind and your heart off, when you harden your heart, and in the Bible it speaks about it, you know? In the Bible it speaks about, in the Bible it says that God put a seal on some people's heart because they may have blasphemed so much, they may have sinned so much, or God recognizes that they are people that are unsalvageable and unsavable, you know. So He makes it so that they're not able to receive the word of God. That's in the Bible, you know. And when I read that, I was like, wow. I said, God different. I was like, God different. The more you read about God, the more you understand about God, the more you understand those scriptures, you be like, yo, God is a gangster. You know, God is like, God is somebody that you don't want to play with. And God is also somebody that you want to have on your side. You know, it's a beautiful thing being a believer. Peace. Lady Gabriel, God bless you. Stay safe out there, Gabriel. Hope you good night. Be all right. Yeah. So and Wavy Tyrone, hopefully, I was able to share some inspiration information with you. Some things that you can use. Again, some things, especially information that you come across, it's like a seed planted, right? It's like a seed planted in a garden. So the information, once you received it, that seed was planted in you. So now it's up to you to water it and to nurture it so that it could bear fruit, you know? And you're still young, you're still at an age where, so long as you continue to plant good information, in your head, plant good vibes, be around the right people and the right circumstances, man, listen, the Lord is going to bless you because the Lord, the Lord didn't save you. You here for a real reason. And it's no wonder that you here in the chat. And like, listen, everybody that's in the chat, I want y'all to understand Wavy Tyrone is 15 years old. You know, he's been getting on the chat at 10 p.m. with us, and he's been rocking out with us on the chat. Right now it's after 12:30. He don't have to be on the chat. He could be, doing the things that teenagers do, you know? So that's what just goes to show the kind of value that this platform has and what it can do, what it can do for people. So, with that being said, I'm thankful and I'm blessed for the opportunity that we have to fellowship one with another. And this is a dope thing. And just I'm gonna remind y'all, uh, you dropped some gems here tonight, cuz thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate that. And I'm gonna continue to do it, I'm gonna continue to do it. Because the word the word of God has never failed me, has never failed man, you know? And we're living in a time and we're living in a day and age We're not to say that the word changes, because the word never changes, you know. But every time God sent a messenger, he sent a messenger that understood the times that we were living in at that particular moment. And they were educated accordingly, you know, so that they could be able to disseminate information. And it just so happens that right now in the world, what's going on in the world is like there's so much uncertainty, you know. 20, 30 years ago, you could look at life and you could be like, man, I'm gonna live till I'm 70, 80 years old. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be this gonna be stable, that's gonna be stable. Nowadays it's not the same no more, you know? It's not the same. Even in London right now, the UK, they got so many different gangs out there, you know, so many different gangs warring, um and then you have what's called, you know, the immigrants that they risking their life to come to these countries like the United States, the UK. And they come into these countries and they come in here working, saving their money, opening businesses, buying homes, and living better than a lot of people that have been living in these countries their entire life, you know, because they have a different desire, you know, they have a different desire. Yeah, I know things is mad out there. I know. And I be trying to, you know, trying to listen to the news as much as possible. You know what I'm saying? The road is bad out there. And if I never lived in UK, Tom, you know, and only thing I could do is base things on certain information that I come across, certain things that I read. But if um Top Boy was any idea of what goes on out there, which I think it is, I think that's based on real life, how, you know, younger kids are being recruited, you know what I'm saying, to sell drugs and to sling drugs and stuff like that. You know, I know that for whatever reason, there's a lot of people that are mental in the UK, you know, a lot of people that are mental, a lot of people that are mental, fam, you know. Um, and you know, certain information like this is needed, is necessary, because we may be good in our lives, right? We may have security in our lives. We may have certain education in our lives, you know, but if we're not using what we have and what we know, you know, to further strengthen the generation after us, you know, or our loved ones, then it's all vanity, you know, because you could be set, you could be secure, you could have no financial worries, but when you pass away, where's that money going? It's going to somebody that's going to take that money and that's going to blow it. They're going to blow through it quick, you know? Thanks, Tyrone, and awesome chat. Also, tonight was a blessed dialogue. Until next time, blessing to you all. Blessings to you as well, Denise. Thank you for being in the chat. We appreciate you. I'm wrapping it up. We're about to wrap it up in the next few minutes. Tom Hardy, Denise, love and blessings. Wish you a lovely day. Wavy Tyrone says, see you next time, Denise. It was nice chatting with you. Yes, definitely looking forward to seeing you again soon, Denise. Um, Sweet like honey, I'm back. My pops is 71, talks forever. You know, Lauren, you know why you came back in the chat? Because some way, somehow you must have heard that we removed Willow from the chat. That's why you came back, because I'm about to wrap it up right now. And you know, he became a casualty of the war that he fighting with himself, you know. So um but hopefully everything is well with your father, and hopefully you enjoyed the conversation that you had with your pops. Glad that you know, you have that kind of relationship with him where, you know, you have your father to talk to. That's a beautiful thing. um Guess what, my friend, my mom just gave me a book called Trusting in God. Whoa, listen at that. Listen to that. You see how God works? You see how God works? Look, You've been in it on the chats, right? Situation happened with your hubby, and you told us about it. Well, you didn't tell us exactly what happened, but you told us about it. We prayed for it, and we said, like, God got that. Like, he gonna make a way. He gonna make it happen. Now you found out that hubby is gonna be released, and that you got a book titled "Trusting in God." That's how God works. That's how God moves. You know, that's how God moves. So for those that don't believe, this is why you don't got to do nothing extra. You don't got to go out of your way to try to recruit people, try to make people see God, understand his word. It's not about that. You know, a lot of people don't even know how God works. God works in mysterious ways. You know, when God knows your heart, when God knows your intentions, when God knows the direction that you're going in, even when you don't know, man, God start putting things into place. God start putting things into place. You know, that's the God that we serve. So, and God is, pretty much one of the only things that's sure that we deal with. Like, man will fail us, woman will fail us, woman will betray us, you know. We don't want it to happen. We don't expect it to happen, but that's the reality. God is a sure shot, you know. And when you read that word and you understand that word, and when you read, like, you know, when you come to the understanding of a lot of things that people endured in the Bible and they stayed faithful, how God delivered certain people from certain things, that they even felt they wasn't worthy. It's like you be like, wow, if they could do it, I could do it. If God could bless them, God could bless me. You know, God is amazing. And some people, they be so overly religious, and um they speak about God in a way that, like, it kind of makes it seem comical. They kind of make God seem like he's funny. um the way that they talk about God, and the way that they put their messages together. They go here, and they be studying, they be going to the Bible, they be reading, and then they write down a whole sermon. They write down a whole text. They write down a whole text of what it is that they gonna say to people. So, is that what God told you to say, or is that what you wrote down to make sound good for the people? You know, yes, and that's a beautiful thing. Be excited, to read it tonight, and you don't have to read the whole thing tonight. You know, take your time. And God we trust. That's an actual fact, Mr. Hardy. I'm tired of fighting alone. I know God will direct me to the good. Exactly. And see, you got beautiful kids, So the decisions that you make and how you live your life, it's gonna affect your kids. And then how how you act, how you carry and conduct yourself in this life. You're teaching them how to act, you know. See, when your kids leave out of the door and go to school, as much as we love our kids, when our kids leave from our household and go out there to school, or even after they finish school and they out there living on their own, we could love our kids, we could want to protect our kids all we want to. But the fact of the matter is, we're not going to be able to protect them, because they may have their own house. Some of our kids move to different states, you know. Some of our kids become independent. We talk to them once in a while. So if we don't teach our kids about God and give them an understanding of God, somebody that they could trust in and that they could believe in, somebody that's going to always be there for them. If we don't give them that, then, man, we're not giving our kids enough. You know, our kids need that, because the same way we went through things in life, our kids are going to go through things in life, and they're going to be looking for somebody to help them through what it is that they're going through, you know? So the greatest gift that we could give to our kids is, to teach them about God. And look, Just so y'all know, remember, and you can look at the title of the video. It said, "How much would you sell your soul for?" Look, that's all I got written on that page. How much would you sell your soul for? And everything else was just, you know, flowing in the direction that God wanted us to go in. Our chats, this the only thing that I ever write down is the title of the video. Ain't none of this stuff pre-written. This ain't pre-recorded. I ain't trying to convince you of nothing. You know, I'm not trying to convince. I don't have to convince you of nothing. I'm here to do God's work. That's what I'm here to do. You know, that's what I'm here to do. I know a lot. I have my relationship with God. You know, I get more and more right with God every day. You know, I'm proud of my journey. I'm proud of you know, my elevation and things of that nature, you know, but it's God is somebody that you don't want to keep to yourself. You know, that's how I feel. God is not somebody I want to keep to myself because I know the amazing and miraculous things that God did in my life, right? And I know that he could do the same thing for other people's life, you know? Yeah, exactly. And look, um, I grew up, like I said, both of my parents, and we're gonna wrap it up in a couple of minutes. Just briefly. So I grew up, both of my parents addicted to drugs. My father passed when I was 10 years old. You know, my mother barely raised me because I was in and out of institutions, group homes, foster care, you know, running the streets. Like I was a lost soul. So my parents didn't raise me. And I didn't even grow up around most of my family because, like I said, I was in and out of institutions. I spent more time in group homes and youth facilities and foster care than I spent around my family, right? Um, and then I turned 17 years old, got locked up, went to prison, did 15 years. I came out when I was 32, right? I had my first child at 34. I had my first child at 34, you know? Um, and when I came out of prison, it was a lot that I didn't know. I didn't know nothing about relationships with females. I didn't know much about being a man. I didn't know much about responsibility. I didn't know much about what it took to be successful, you know? I didn't know much about like paying bills and, you know, uh raising kids. And it's so much that I didn't know nothing about. So it caused me to go in so many different directions, you know? But one thing for sure and two things for certain is I was released from prison in 2009. I never went back to prison. I never went back to prison, you know? I just celebrated 15 years of being free a few months back, and I never went back to prison. And I accomplished so much, you know? And then there are people who may not have experienced all that I experienced in life. And they lost their life years ago. Like I got one story on the videos that I posted. It's a story about Diz Capone. It's a story about, you know, an individual that I grew up with that I can we was like brothers, like we was real close, we was real tight. And his mother is the one that started taking me to church when I was younger. And somebody real close to me, we used to call each other cousins. And he crossed me, and you know, we out there shooting at each other, you know, trying to take each other head off, you know. Um, and he didn't his life wasn't half as rough as mine was, or he didn't do or experience a lot of things that I experienced in my life, and his life was taken away from him, you know. That story is up there on my page. Um, so you know, and I have a lot of different videos up there, but that one in particular, you know, like I said, the one about Diz Capone, that story, it still hurt my heart to this day, you know, because he was a good individual. And once the streets got a hold of him, man, the streets turned him inside out. You know, God bless you here, grinding it out, bro. Glad you came into the light and born again. Yes, sir. Um, you know, and so even some of those other videos that I put up there, I was talking about different, subject matter. Um, it's something that can be learned, and it also gives you an idea about me. Some of the things that I experienced. You know, some of the things that I went through, and I survived it all, and I'm here to tell a story. And you know, why wouldn't I want to share my story with somebody else? A lot of people are not strong enough to go through some of the things that some strong people go through. You know, I had to figure out life for the most part on my own, and it's the same way that it is to this day. You know, most of my life I have to figure out on my own. Um, and that's okay. So God got me, God got us, and we're gonna be good. We're gonna be straight. So thank you for everybody that popped in the chat this evening. Thank you for everybody that participated. Thank you for everybody that absorbed the information and got into the groove. um I thank y'all for being a part of this chat, of the dialogue, and giving me an opportunity and us sharing with each other. I look forward to this. I wasn't feeling the best today, and I didn't even I didn't even drink that much of my tea. This is still a full cup, you know. This is still a full cup. So God got me through, you know. See, God got me through. At the end of the day, the devil, he was trying to you know, he trying to say, man, stay in the bed. You ain't feeling good. You don't want to do no live video, you know. Um, so I just want to say good evening to everybody. Be blessed, Wavy Tyrone. Be blessed. Looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. Continue to keep you in prayer. Have a good morning time, because I know it's early there. Sweet like honey, once again, thank you for being in the chat. Thank you for sharing, some of the things that you share with us, because we learned a lot from you. You're an amazing person. I'm going to continue to pray for your union of you and your hubby. And I hope God continue to work on you and do miraculous things through you and in your life. And to everybody else who watched the chat, who may not have, pretty much, who may not have participated in the conversation, but was just there as neutral observers. God bless you. Have a blessed evening. May God continue to look over you and watch over you until we meet again. It's me, Tyrone Hunter, and this concludes another edition of What's Really Good Entertainment. May God bless you all. All of you, wish you successful and blessed day ahead. Yes, thank you, Tom. We wish the same for you. Sweet like honey, I thank you as well. Wavy Tyrone, you know what it is. Everybody be blessed, and we out of here. Catch you tomorrow at 10 p.m. Don't meet me there, beat me there. Godspeed. Ooh, I'm gonna put that down, because we've been looking for a title for the group. I'm gonna put that down. Godspeed. See, you said that. Godspeed. We maybe can use that saying. You know, we may could use that saying for something. So I wrote it down. Godspeed, and I wrote the other names down that we picked as well. So yeah, y'all be blessed. Y'all take it easy, and I'm gonna catch up with y'all tomorrow at 10 p.m. Don't meet me there, beat me there. God bless to all.